All right, I think I am live. If you can hear me and if I sound all right, hit that number 1. Kurium has been waiting. Well, I hope Kurium's still here. Again, if you can hear me and if I sound okay, if you don't mind hitting that number 1 in the chat box. No, I just mean audio sound-wise. I do have, yesterday it's been starting, but my cold has kicked in another level, so I know I don't, or at least I don't think I sound like I normally do. But I just mean audio-wise, can you hear me? All right. Kevin ET, JG, Camille, Nero, very good, very good. Well, still just waiting right now for this big announcement from Trump that was supposed to happen at 10 o'clock. So we are 45 minutes beyond and still nothing. I am watching the link for it. Or I have yeah, I guess the link that's to the live stream of it. But still nothing. Still nothing. So we'll I'm kind of just sitting on my hands right now trying to figure out, hey Frank, what I want to do, but my personal thought is that as soon as he gets at the podium and starts talking, prices will go, or the market will drop. Just a typical buy the rumor, sell the news. The buying the rumor thing happened, last night at 9 p.m. when the market just went bonkers. Let me find out where. Yeah, right here was where I think he originally made the announcement, right there at about 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You can see, boom, big movement right there. So, I mean, that's what's nice about futures. They're essentially open around the clock. So there is some people that are probably, they're at a price sitting around, I don't know, watching TV, checking their phone, checking their laptop, or their, I don't know. At 9 o'clock, maybe they had a trend line in right there and they bought the trend line and boom, they had a very nice Wednesday evening. But my point here is, that was the move. That was when the rumor was announced. There's a big announcement. So all of this is basically just typically, in my thesis at least, to buy the rumor. So now it's just a question of, will this be a buy the rumor, sell the news type event? I think so. But we'll have to see what happens. And the only way we're going to see if that happens is as soon as Trump hits the podium and starts talking. But as of now, he has not done that. He was supposed to start at 10. My day, I'm kind of in a timeout box right now. I'm in the penalty box. I think I'll come out of it for the live stream, but I'll explain my day a little bit closer when we get more people here. But right now, we're on the lighter side, which is fine because I am early, as usually I am. So if you are, if you have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you know exactly when I get on. Hey, good morning, Kelvin. Good morning, Bruce. Hey, Red Tiger. Hey, Soak Parasite. As always, for those of you that have been here, I do the stream and I do the length of the stream based on people's interest, and I base the interest on the like button. So as long as the like button is creeping up, I'll keep the party going. So if you are enjoying, now if you're brand new, no need to hit the like button. I totally get it. Well, first off, welcome. It's great to have you. But I understand you don't know if you're going to like this or not. But if you have been here before and you know that you are going to enjoy, then friendly reminder to hit that like button. Emem, hello, good morning. Pritchetti, good morning. The cold has elevated itself to another level. If you're on the live stream the past couple of days, I mentioned, my one of my kids getting a cold, and I was starting to feel it. But today I'm really starting to feel it with a cough. Maybe you can hear it in my voice. But I got some tea here. Ooh, that's hot. Very good. Some scalding tea here. So we're going to push through, make this happen. But right now, it's hard to want to do anything until Trump speaks. But like I said, when more people get here, I'll walk you through my day and why I'm currently in the penalty box. But it was a frustrating moment. The good news is, for those of you that watch my live trade videos that I post, I was recording and captured all of it on video, so you can see exactly. In fact, the name of the video, what am I going to call it again? Let's see. The name of the video when I put on YouTube will be "It Turned Into a Clown Fiesta." So yeah, the clowns moved in. Make a chicken and noodle with your morel shroom. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. But I'm fasting today, so I can't. I'm not eating food today. I'll go with the tea though. How to start trading futures with? You do not want to trade futures with interactive brokers. The reason why you do not want to trade futures with interactive brokers is because you're using your own money. You're risking your own money. There are better ways to go about it. You, I would submit, want to day trade futures through a prop firm because, as we talk about here, Pam's plant, you have that added risk control via you protect your own money. How is your own money protected? Well, very quickly with the prop firm, you are insulated because, and let's just say you go with a 50K purchasing power account, that will cost you $119. And in order to, not lose the account, you got to follow rules. One of the rules being can't lose 2,000. But let's just say you do lose 2,000. Either you get caught in a spike or you behave badly, you go on tilt, you revenge trade, you FOMO, but something bad happens. So any of those situations, but boom, something happens and it costs you 2,000. Well, right now, if you're using interactive brokers with your own money, that just costs you $2,000 out of your pocket. If you're using a prop firm, well, yes, you would lose the account. They would take the account away from you, which you can't always buy again, but they would take it away from you. But you didn't lose $2,000 like you would have in interactive brokers. You would have only lost $119. So that is why I would say it doesn't make a whole lot of mathematical sense to want to trade futures with interactive. Now, I'm all for it. I'm glad you want to trade futures, but I disagree with you trading futures with interactive brokers because, yeah, that would be your own money. Outside, also for people outside the USA, yes. Well, I don't know. What country are you in? Today was one of those accurate but not precise days for me. Still green, but could have been potentially. Yeah, kind of for me too. Israel. Oh, I don't know if that might be a problem. Or no, I don't think. Let's check. I'll check. I can give. So you do not want to see Israel on this list. Where's the eyes at? There you go. You're good. You're good. Again, I'm sorry if you see your country on this list. You would not be able to do Pam's plant what I just described. But for you, there you go. So use the link at the top of the screen, or just use the link that's in the chat box that I have pinned, and you'll get the promotion, 30% off, no activation fee, and if you use code CLAY, it's just a way to support the channel. So if you're looking for a way to support the channel, to feed my kids, I got 6 of them, so please use code CLAY so my kids can eat, then you can do that. Okay, we'll check this out. Yeah, definitely do not use your own money in futures. They are very, very, they can move. They can move very big, which, okay, all right, he's talking. All right, I think this thing is going to head down. We'll see. I don't know if I can show this or not, or else it's going to get me banned. We'll see. We'll see if YouTube... I guess we want to be watching the chart, huh? So he's talking. Let's see if... I don't know. Maybe has everything already been baked in? Has this already been the sell the news? This whole thing right here? Maybe the buy the rumor, sell the news has already played out. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, was this all the sell the rumor stuff that happened all morning long? Why, people waited. Last night, as I already showed, was the buy the rumor as it spiked. Because honestly, I thought if my thesis was as soon as he started speaking, this was probably going to see a downwards move. But that part, I definitely got wrong. So maybe I was just wrong with my timing. Maybe this whole thing was already the sell the rumor. Again, because last night he announced the big announcement. So there's the rumor, right? Buy the rumor. That's why the price has been going up all night into the morning. And then buy the rumor, sell the news. And, ever since basically the New York Stock Exchange opened, it's been trending downwards. What would that be? 70, 20-point risk. It's already been gonna try to get short here. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I should not be doing that. I mean, it worked out. I'm glad that it worked out. But again, oh, you can't make this stuff up. But it all makes sense once I go over why I'm in the penalty box. And let me tell you this is not actually helping the situation here. Lost big yesterday. Hope today is better. Well, Gary, hopefully you just managed that risk yesterday. Everybody's got the losing days. All right, there it is. Here we have more of the, because I'm assuming he's saying positive stuff right now. How can he be saying positive stuff about what is, I'm not even listening anymore. Something about, what, a trade deal? And then the market's dropping. Yes, buy the rumor, sell the news. Sell the news. Man, that would have been, but I need to take myself out of the trade because I should not have been in the trade in the first place because I am in the penalty box currently. So I technically broke a rule by even taking that trade in the first place. And then to see that had I continued to break the rule, I would have been paid nicely. That's not very good. All right, well, I'm just going to get into why I'm essentially in the penalty box to an extent right now. But just to walk you through, and again, this will all actually be on YouTube. I have a separate playlist of live trades where I sometimes I'm recording myself trading, and I'll throw those out there. And I did capture all this, but I'll just give you the rundown here. So the context of how I ended up in the mental clown fiesta that I'm in. Let me bring this over real quick so you can see. So this is from the private community that I offer. So right here, is it on? Yes. You can see, can it really flush yet again? So I had that trend line in play. And then time did go by. And then right here, I mentioned 2 minutes, still watching that trend line like a hawk. I mean, I am still very interested in that line. Watching it like a hawk, looking for it to come down because, again, I was bearish biased. And let's see. Can I find my comment? I don't remember. Where is my comment? So we have an alert room, and then this is where we can just talk. There we go. And this was at 10:03. I am bearish biased on the announcement, buy the rumor, sell the news. So you can see here, I'm not, like, none of this is made up in hindsight. This was all playing out in real time. So that's what was going on. I was already bearish biased. I like the pattern. I like the trend line. And you can see the trend line right there. And then again, you don't have to take my word for it. Again, this video will be out on YouTube, and you'll be able to see this trade, or lack thereof, take place. But it broke that trend line, which I said I was watching like a hawk, which I was bearish biased. And I threw an order out there. So, and you'll see in that video, you'll see a red line show up. And I was taking a big swing. I was going for 5 NQs. Again, sometimes if you want to make big money, you got to step up. You got to take a big swing. And this was because of everything that I just walked you through. I was confident, so I was ready to take a big swing. So I took that big swing, and in the video, there's a red line that shows up. That shows I did throw out an order to get short, but I did not get filled. And then the rest is history. A big, now would I play that perfectly? That's not my claim. But when you sit here and then you watch essentially a 60-point drop happen, you're like, that could have been a very, very nice trade with 5 NQ contracts. Again, I'm not claiming that I would have sold it perfectly at the bottom, but you get the idea. I had built this up. I was right. And then that happened, and I missed it, and it was a very frustrating moment. And I explained all that, and I said, the clowns have moved in. I am mentally compromised. I need to calm down, and that was still the case when I just took that trade right there, and then to see it break out. But that's why, I was on or in the penalty box because I was that move sent me. The tilt voices were knocking. Maybe I'm alone. But like when I get super frustrated, then I want to start to revenge trade. I want to FOMO. I want to just force trades. I want to abandon rules. I want to do all these things that are not good. All I can say is that when the clowns move in, and then I decide to let the clowns take over, I've never really had good results. Maybe a couple days here or there, you get totally lucky. But what I've learned as a trader, and for me, and if you have clowns, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it becomes a bad thing if you don't acknowledge that you have clown voices that move in, and then you allow them to take over because you don't acknowledge that they're there. But if you lie to yourself, no, there's no clowns that have moved in, but they actually have. In my experience, that is what separates, kind of the trader that's really being aware of themselves versus the trader that's not really mentally being aware of themselves. So again, if you have clowns, I think we all have clown voices. No shame as traders if the clowns move in. It only becomes shameful if you don't acknowledge that the clowns have moved in and then you let the clowns take over, which I've done many times over the years. So if you've done that before, I do not say that with judgment. I just say it as, hey, I've been there, and I can only speak for myself, but when the clowns move in, can't say that it's been great results. So that is kind of how my morning played out. I will say, though, to give myself some credit, I don't want to beat myself up too bad, but this number at one point was minus 105, I think. Minus 105. So I was able to, bring myself back out of that hole and now, nicely in the green. So it's not like it was a total train wreck. It was just that one trade as I just mapped out. And again, to pat myself on the back, I had it mapped out perfectly. But then I was just a tad bit too slow. Excuse the coughing. Hey, we're already at 31 likes. That's fantastic. Again, if you're enjoying and you know you're going to enjoy and you want to keep the stream going, make sure you hit that like button. It might take a little bit more likes today because I'm not feeling the greatest. But I feel good enough to still stream, to still hang out. But if you want the stream to continue and you have not hit that like button, make sure you do that. Good morning, Clay. Here to watch and learn. Thank you for offering this channel. Already pushed like, trying to avoid the inner clown trading futures. I don't understand. Yeah, just voice that. Did you sign up yet, Zombie Trader, for a prop firm? Did you get Take Profit Trader yet? And then, the other thing that caught my eyes, so right here, so you know that I'm not just hindsight drawing lines or anything like that, because I know that's a very real thing. Let me bring back over. So then right here, I mapped out this area here. Now there's basically, I noticed this, as I called it, a little 2 minute mini trend line right there. So thinking, hey, if this thing comes back down, is that also a short? Again, because I'm bearish biased for the reasons I've already discussed. So we won't hop back into that again. And then I watched this happen, but because I'm in the penalty box, to be fair to myself, I'm glad that I honored the rules. I was in the penalty box. I'm not going to take it. But then it's almost one of those situations where you'd almost rather see it bounce. So then you're like, okay, good. But no, then that one flushed. So it's just like, ugh. But I will say that was the right move because I was in the penalty box. The trade I took right here, which was a winner, even though it was a winner, that was a wrong move because I should not have taken that trade. So I'll say that again. Just because you take a trade and make money does not mean it was a good trade. So yes, right here, I took a trade. It was a profitable trade, but it was actually a bad trade because I was breaking one of my rules in doing so. What are you looking into, Zombie Driver? What do you need to look into? I don't understand. Danny T just bought a 50K using your code. Go get your... There we go. Thanks, Danny T. I will let them know that Uncle Danny T, ice cream's on him. To fill you in, if you're new to the channel, there's just a running joke here. I do have 6 kids. And if you use code Clay, yes, it's a way to support the channel. So we've just turned it into... I don't know, somebody cracked a joke a while ago, and we've kind of just run with it. But yes, if you want to feed my kids, code Clay is a way to help feed the children. What books do you recommend or found? Books on trading are absolute garbage. Books will not teach you how to trade. All books will do is this. They'll look back at something and then they'll draw this trend line in hindsight. Which is why earlier, for those of you that were here, I was showing you that I had this trend line in place before this movement happened. But it's super easy, which a book will do, to draw that trend line and be like, oh yeah, you should have shorted there. Well, I mean, yeah, cool story when you already know, when you have hindsight in your favor, that it went down. So books... I recommend no books. Now, maybe if you want to get a book on psychology, there's a little gray area there. But anything other than that are absolute garbage. Books on how to trade definitely don't work because all books do is look to the left. And it's very easy to look to the left and trade, right? Because looking to the left means we have hindsight. But real trading is when you look to the right. And what do you notice about when you look to the right? Well, there's this big void of darkness. And that's where trading is all about. The big void of darkness. So I definitely do not recommend books. Up a nice 1193. Nice job, SM. Very good job. Congrats. Well, we have this right here. Pretty aggressive trend line there, though. I mean, I don't like it here because the stop, I would say, has got to be up there. So that's a pretty big risk box. But if this thing, and I actually, I'd be interested if it wants to come up here and then break like right here. Notice now my entry point would be right there. My stop would be right there. So notice the size of this risk box compared to if you're getting short right now, and then your stop is still all the way up there. Notice how this box is much smaller than that one. Therefore, for me at least, I like this risk profile a whole lot better. But that's also going to require it to stay above the trend line, which it may not do. And if it doesn't, then I'll miss out on the trade. Inching closer to completing the eval. Very good. Diedrich Dorkson, love the way you do it, Clay. Thank you. How did you learn to trade? I taught myself, and it was a very costly and painful experience, one that I will never do again. And my proof of that is with this video right here. Let's see. So, let's see, where's that? Probably the last one. Let's see. Or I don't even know. Maybe, nope. I think I got to search for something else. Oh, there. Sales pitch. There we go. So one of the first videos I ever did was this, because yes, I do offer a course, and I'm well aware. Oh, the only reason you say to invest in education, Clay, is because you just so happen to sell a course. So of course you're going to say that so that I buy your training program, and that's a fair point. But I just did this video to let you know, no, I really do believe in it, because after teaching myself how to trade, and all the money and headache and heartache it cost me, I gladly went out there before getting into the world of real estate investing. And I added up in this video, but it was just under $5,000 I invested into my real estate education, because I'm like, I am definitely not going to teach myself how to do real estate investing after I just went through with the day trading with the trading stuff. So, yes, I taught myself a miserable experience, one that I would never recommend. I recommend, whether it's mine or somebody else's, going through a structured education. First learn this, then learn that, then learn that. And again, I understand you throwing in my face, well, you just say that because you sell stuff. Fair point, but I truly do believe it, and this is my proof that I do genuinely, believe in investing in a structured education. As like I said, I dropped just under $5,000 before going into my real estate stuff. So there's that. Around the entry 21 will be around that same price. Roger that. Axel, hey, good to see ya. Candlestick bums. Yeah, that was the hard way. Good morning, Lawafo. Candlestick, yeah, good morning. Now, what I could see myself being interested in is a short right here at 20. No, it's getting a little tricky. Let's let this let's let this 21 come down a little bit more, because I don't want to put my stop slightly above here, because now I'm right in front of that area. All right, well, it's cut up anyways. Is Trump still speaking? All right, I'm not going to take it. So the other people are now talking. Made it, worked out for you, in it. For you, in it, in it. In it. Is that a typo? Maybe I'm just stupid. I see you got yourself in shape from that last photo you just had up. I did, yes. So much so many people noticed and asked how I did it that I actually do offer a fitness class too. Believe it or not, I do offer a fitness class, because, what I've learned in business is if you just listen to people's questions and feedback and critiques, constructive critiques, that is, so constructive criticism, I'm all for it. But if you listen to people, they'll tell you how they want to give you their money. And enough people are like, hey, Clay, I noticed the transformation on YouTube. How did you do it? What did you do? And I was like, well, like I said, I listen to enough people. So yeah, I even have a fitness course out there for that very reason. Enough people noticed that difference and asked. So I put together a program on that. But yeah, I did make a bit of a transformation. I let myself go for a little while. Expose my interest or my ignorance. Any idea what the spike was yesterday just before 6 p.m.? Oh, Pacific? I can't, my mind can't think in Pacific. No, wait. So that would have been 9 p.m. Eastern, because Trump announced what he's talking about right now. Buy the rumor, sell the news. He announced the big announcement, which the price sent the price up. And then, just like I was mentioning earlier, classic, buy the rumor, sell the news. So it went up, and then since basically the open, this has essentially been the sell the news part. Because remember, the markets are forward looking. By the time Who remembers Dogecoin? Anybody? So give me a 1 in the chat box if you remember Dogecoin going crazy because Elon Musk was going to be on SNL. Who's been? Does anybody remember that? Hit the number 1 in the chat box if you remember when Dogecoin, Elon Musk is going to be on SNL. He's going to talk about Dogecoin. It's going to just ba-boom. Does anybody remember that? Hit the 1 if you do. Good. All right. So next question. What did Dogecoin do up until he was on SNL? It went up, right? Does anybody remember what happened? I think it happened in real time during the SNL episode. Does anybody remember what happened during the SNL episode? Literally, while he was on SNL. Does anybody remember what happened? Yeah, it dumped. Typical buy the rumor, sell the news. The rumor was, hey, he's going to be on SNL, build the hype, it's going to go great, it's going to go great. All the smart money is buying, and then as soon as it happens, all right, I'm out. Because you have a bunch of people that rush in, and then the smart money uses those people as liquidation, and then on their merry way they go. Well, yeah, it went up beforehand. That's the point. That's what I'm saying is during the rumor phase, before he got on SNL, it was creeping up. But as soon as it's the event, the announcement, the thing happened, down it went. No, you do not have to pay for any real-time data, Danny. Yeah, your data subscription is part of your Take Profit Trader purchase price. Hey, goody. All right, Manesh, where are you at in the world for it to be evening for you? All right, maybe, just maybe, a short up here if you notice. If not, I'm going to point it out. The price has been respecting that 50-period moving average quite a bit. Will it happen again? I don't know, but I could see it potentially doing that. But then again, people are still talking. Weird, mine is delayed. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Are you using Tradovate? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know then. Maybe have you tried logging out and back in? All right, it's approaching that. I'll just do 1 because I have no idea. So whatever. I'm in, as I explained earlier, in kind of a yeah, I can do that. I can do 1. Even if it spikes, it's 1. It's not gonna. So get short there. Stop right there. We'll see what it wants to do. Doing that right now. Yeah, maybe that'll fix it. Oh yeah, that's a good point too, Vindeliz. Maybe they didn't sign the. I'm gonna go up a little bit more. See if it wants to now peek its head up above and then come back down. Again, for the reasons already discussed, I'm sort of in the penalty box right now. I'm gonna start to ease my way out of the penalty box. But easing my way out of the penalty box with just a smaller size right now. But yes, I am in the penalty box. But even if I'm wrong here, it won't. It's not going to do a huge amount of damage. So on the flip side, if I'm right, I'm not going to make a ton. But really, this is nothing to do about how much I can make. It's all about risk management and making sure that if I'm wrong, it's not going to. I don't know. I should probably. All right, let's do this instead now. Let's just use that as our stop. So there we go. So let's see if it wants to come down or not. There we go. Come on down. Oh, it was starting to head my way. Did you? Oh, yeah. So we'll see if it wants to roll over or not. Oh, there we go. Did somebody say something? Come on, spike it down. Uh-oh, here's about to now spike right back against me. Uh-oh. We'll see if it wants to come on to... Uh-oh. So that green line there is a 21 EMA. It's got to get down through there. I'm not feeling super confident from the bearish side until the price can get through that level. If it can get through that level, I will bring my stop loss into green territory. So to ensure this is a winning trade, but I'm not willing to do that. And I love the 5-minute here. I mean, the 5-minute, really just a question of does it want to get rejected off of that 21? Is it going to come back down a bit? We'll see. We'll see if this is some sort of dead cat bounce or not, and if it wants to continue with the trend. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll take a very small, modest loss. Live to fight another day. But again, I'm not adjusting my stop until it can get down below that green line right there, which is the 21 EMA. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, I realize it could have been a green trade if I chose to scalp, but I did not choose. Oh, and I'm out. Oh, well. So in that situation now, yes, in hindsight, I'm like, Clay, you probably should have just done a scalp there. But hey, I thought it had a chance to roll back over. So that in that situation, I chose incorrect. I chose to let it work. Should have just chose a scalp, but shoulda, coulda, woulda in hindsight. Hey, very nice. We're almost at 50 likes. Can we get 4 more likes? Let's push this up over 50. For those of you that are new here, I will go and we've had some 4-hour streams, and I'll keep the stream going as long as I know people are interested. And I gauge whether or not people are interested by the metric of likes. So if likes are creeping up as I go, then I'll, in my mind, say, okay, yeah, people are still enjoying, people are still interested. So if you are enjoying, make sure you communicate that to me via the like button. Do you live stream every day? Yeah, I do. Yep. As of about 3 months now. Well, usually I'm a little early, but for argument's sake, 11 a.m. Eastern time is the latest I'll be on. Well, this time it decided to, again, it did respect the 50 period for a scalp. Came down here, that would have been a nice little scalp, but I just did not choose to scalp, so therefore it was losing trade. There, oh, nice, up to 57, very good. And this meeting is still going. VWAP is whispering in my ear as a potential area to get short. Looking back here, you can see VWAP, which is a dotted yellow line, rejected the price. Got within the vicinity of it, rejected it. Not exactly within the vicinity of it. So yes, once again, if the price gets up there, is history going to repeat itself? I'm not sure if I'm going to take that trade just because, I'm trying to kind of tiptoe around here a little bit. But if you were thinking so, I would not call you crazy. I took your advice, Clay, and I'm close to passing my test on take profit. Dre Day, very good. Maybe I asked you this already, but what did you trade before futures, Dre Day? Clay, if you could only take one trade with one pre-chosen candle, which pattern? Well, I think there's a contradiction within your question. I'm not sure one candle will give you a candle pattern. Usually candle patterns are more than one, but you've isolated me to one. Oh, maybe, no, wait, let me read that again. Only take one. See, this is a problem with no punctuation. If you could only take one trade with one pre-chosen candle, with one pre-chosen candle pattern. I don't know, it's a good question. I made probably a bear pennant, bear flag. Works now, just had to close out and log back in. There we go, Danny. I tried trading stocks on Webull. All right, Dre Day. So what are your thoughts on day trading stocks compared to day trading futures? Did Pam's plant lie to you? For those of you not familiar, Pam's plant is an argument within the category of day trading to day trade futures through a prop firm. So far, everybody that has tried to day trade futures has come back and said, oh, it's so much better than what I was doing. So we have another test subject here. We have Dre Day, who was day trading stocks. But let's see what he says about now day trading futures compared to day trading stocks. Was I lying? Exactly. Tech, facts, global, that's one of the big arguments I use. I face decay issues with option stocks. Exactly. Yes. I talked about that like 5 times in yesterday's live stream. Exactly. That's why I say if you are day trading options, you are a crazy person. I'm not saying that you can't make money. I'm just saying, let me put it this way. If you make money day trading options, I'm very, very impressed. But you would be doing so much better in day trading futures. Why? Because there's no theta in futures trading. But yeah, if you can make money as an options day trader, again, that's still silly because you're working harder, not smarter. But you could definitely work smarter and not harder via eliminating theta. And you can eliminate theta by jumping into the world of futures day trading. And not to mention, futures day trading has 0 pattern day trading rule. So you don't have to worry about doing cash accounts to try to get around. You don't have to do any of that nonsense. There's just no pattern day trader rule. So you can buy, sell as much as you want every single day. Ooh, look at the 5 minute here. Just straight up. That's where it gets a little scary now to be wanting to short into this, because as of now, it's just going to be one of these grinds. Ryan, what is your moving average sits? What is, you mean, what am I think you're just asking, what am I, the dotted line here is a VWAP, purple line is a 50 period simple moving average, green line is a 21 exponential moving average, and then somewhere, oh, there it is. Up there, that pink line is the 200 period moving average. Sintra, hello. Dog in me. But I think the market moves based on options plays by big players and futures just follow it. Is it true? No, I don't think so. I think futures kind of sometimes drives the markets more than anything else. But like, is it true? Like, do I have like statistical evidence to prove that? I don't have that. 50-20. No. The 200, not the 20. The 200. The pink line is the 200. All right, I'm going to do this if it wants to come back down. There we go. Okay, I'm going to get short at that red line if it wants to come back down. I'm in. Very simple premise. Are we going to get rejected off the VWAP? If not, well, then it's a losing trade.
Stop field.
Well, I'm glad I got stopped out there. That's why well, now what did Trump say? Goodness. Well, that's the power of a stop loss. That actually feels like a very, very good trade. Now, the price very well could come back down because we just went in a crazy mode. But that... Oh, well, let me cancel this order out. Ugh. I forgot to click the gray button. But that is why you want to use a stop loss. So what did he say? What did he say that just caused it to all of a sudden not care about the VWAP? Clay, I purchased your trading university years ago. Are there any new updates? Is the course still relevant? Well, yeah, it's all based on psychology. A bull flag 40 years ago is still a bull flag right now. Head and shoulders pattern 80 years ago, still a head and shoulders pattern today. The cup and handle pattern 100 years ago is still a cup and handle today. Candlestick 10 years ago is still a candlestick today. So yes, it's all 100% relevant. And will always be, because charts are just ultimately based on market trader psychology. It's much easier because all you have to do is concentrate on MES or MNQ, and you can use the capital they provide instead of using your own. Yeah, exactly, Dre Day. Do you use supply and demand levels in your chart? If by that you mean support and resistance, yes, I use support and resistance levels. Yep. But I don't know, maybe supply and demand levels you mean something else by that. All I know is that since I got involved in trading a long time ago, a lot of marketers have taken over, and they've started to rename a bunch of stuff that used to have basic names, but like the basic names don't really sell stuff. So there are some people will ask me like, what's your strategy? And then they tell me there is, and it's like really cool sounding. I don't know what it means, but it does sound really cool. So yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming you mean supply and demand levels are as support and resistance, and I do use that. But if you mean by something else, then yeah, I don't know. Trade deal with Great, yeah, yep. Well, no, there must be something else said. This is not, the trade deal with Great Britain is not what's causing this, because that's already been baked in. That was baked in a long time ago. He must have said something else that is sending it back up. I would love to try to get short here at the purple line, but I am now 0 for 2 stepping in front of this train. The only smart thing I've done is have kept very, very tight stops in both situations, but I am definitely, it is whispering in my ear. We'll paper trade it. There it is, right at the purple line. I don't know if I'd have been filled, though, to be fair. Like I said, I need to just sit this one. All right, there we go. So we can paper trade it. It is at the purple line. Where'd my stop be? My stop, I need to get up over 50. So my stop would be somewhere right around there. Get in at the purple line, stop right at the crosshair there. So right now, looking like it might have worked out. I do not have a daily target. I think daily targets are pretty sketchy. For me, at least. Maybe you're different, but I'm not a fan of daily targets. U.S.-China talks being priced in today. No, I think all this action has to do with all that UK trade stuff. All right, my trade is not looking so good. If it hits that crosshair, I would be officially stopped out. I would still be in, and I'd be out, I think. There we go. All right, I would have been 0 for 3. So that makes me feel good to just be like, I'm not stepping in front of this anymore. So I would have been 0 for 3, but gladly. So I guess I'm kind of 1 for 3 now because a penny saved is a penny earned. So I sort of just made some money by not losing it on that trade. Yeah, force fed. That's what I said earlier. I probably shouldn't be trading until this whole press conference, whatever you want to call it, is done. But I like the technical point, so I decided to try it. They just didn't work out, which is fine. I mean, can you remember that one trade? Can you imagine getting stubborn? Don't do it. I was short right here. Had I gotten stubborn, started, dollar cost average, all that sort of stuff, that's account gone. If you're using your own money, wow, your account is just bleeding. It's hemorrhaging. You may have already been liquidated. So please, if you only remember one thing from this live stream, I hope you remember that trade right here. Because it spiked and it continues to spike, and I had a stop loss in, so I mean, that is by far my favorite trade today. And it's weird how sometimes a losing trade can be your favorite trade, but when you see this sort of action and play the game of, wow, that could have been bad, it feels really good. I don't know Tech Facts Global. I don't factor a win rate because I have many strategies. I trade different ways depending on circumstances, so I don't follow that. And maybe some of you are wondering, why is the daily target wrong? Well, let me ask you all of you this, and be honest with yourself. Your daily target is 500. You make some trades and you're at 489. Who out there is going to make another trade? Who out there is going to be happy with that? It just trails you, Stefano. The amount you're allowed to lose every day is that 2,000 or whatever account size you're on. Okay? What happens if you're at 475? Going to be happy? You're going to take one more trade because you didn't hit your goal. You didn't hit your goal. How can you be happy with that, Text Factual? You did not hit your goal. You did not hit your daily target. So how can you be happy? You did not hit it. You did not hit your goal. I'm not sure how you could be happy with not hitting your goal at 489 or 475. On anybody that's saying, I'm done. Why? You didn't hit your daily goal. What's up with that? Anybody again? I'm turning this into a learning lesson, so just bear with me. Again, my premise is, how can you be happy at 489 or 475 if your daily target is 500? You did not hit your goal. You failed. Have to manage consistency rule without... Well, no, I'm asking you, Tech Facts Global. You're the one that asked me if there's a if I have a daily target, and then you're the one that said, well, no, if it were me and I were at 489 and my goal is 500, I would be happy. But I'm asking you, Tech Facts Global, how could you be happy based on the premise I've set up? If the daily target is 500 and you're at 489, how could you be happy? You didn't hit it. You did not hit your goal. Same with you, CJ Mack. Same question. You're saying, oh, I'd be done. Why? You didn't hit your goal. Anybody else is more than welcome to chime in. Full disclosure. Wow. Full disclosure. I'm setting up a trap for you. You're gonna find yourself in a trap. Plus or minus 20% shall be okay. Okay, good. Thank you. So plus or minus 20%. What would that be? I'm not a mathematical genius. Okay, 20% of 500 is 100. So in other words, global or Tech Factual Global. Now he said, well, it's close enough. To which I was hoping he would say, well, it's close enough. Then I was going to ask him, well, how do you define close enough? To which he was one step ahead of me. He said 20%. Okay. And CS does too. Got to have a plus or minus. Okay, so 20%. Fair enough. Okay. So if the daily goal is crazy movement, but if the daily goal is 500, which plus or minus 20%, that means that, okay, as long as 400 is hit, then you're good. You're happy. So here's my follow-up question. You're at 398. Are you going to keep trading or not? CS and Tech Fact, are you going to keep trading? You're at 398. You're going to go find one more trade so you can hit your plus or minus 20%? You haven't even hit that. Failure of a day. You're at 398. You failed. You failed. You failed. You're at 398. Better go find one more trade and make that $2, right? Go find that $2 trade. Do you see the problem with daily goals? All it's going to do is play mind games with you. Because even if you try to play the plus or minus, the average, anything, any number you want to give, you set yourself up for this little quandary right here. It's not worth it. That's why I think daily goals, any sort of target is not good. For me, it plays too many mind games. No, again, candlestick bums. Setting a range goal does not solve this problem. If it presents itself. Okay, well, CS, then you're going to have to deal with the fact that you failed of the goal. You did not hit your target. Because if your target is plus or minus 20%, and that would be 400, and you're at 398, well, you didn't hit it. And then all of a sudden, you got it. You go force a trade because you only need $2, and then all of a sudden you're at 250, and then you're upset, and then you take another trade and you spin out of control. Again, CS, you're not solving the problem. Yeah, your daily goal can be average. Well, what is that average number? Let's say that average number is 350. And now you're at 348 on the day. What are you going to do? You failed. You have not hit your average daily. Like you're below average. Come on, CS, you're below average. You're going to go take another trade. You better get to average. Or do you really want to have a below average day? Come on, CS. Are you a below average trader? Come on, man. You're having a below average day if your average is 350 and you're at 348. Do you see that? So does everybody see? Give me a 5 in the chat box. Does everybody see the potential problem and why I sort of push back against the whole idea of daily goals or weekly goals or monthly goals? Give me a 5. Does that make sense? How the mind, you can start to play mind games with yourself that I would argue are just not needed. Just take good setups. Take good setups. That's it. Take good setups. Yeah, and my point, CS, is why even throw out that hurdle? Why create a quote-unquote mental thing? Because you do agree, it's a mental thing. I agree, it is a mental thing. My whole point is why create an arbitrary mental thing for yourself to even have to deal with? I don't think that's very smart. If you don't have to create a mental thing, then don't do it. monthly goal would be good if you need to pay rent. Well, if you are trading because as a way to pay rent, you're never going to find success. The pressure will eat you alive. Because Tech Facts Global, the prop firm I use, there is none of that consistency rule stuff. Take Profit Trader, the only consistency rule is a very easy one. It is this. Now, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about all those other prop firms that I would consider for more the advanced prop firm trader. But in the world of the one that I'm using and recommend, the only consistency rule is 50%. Meaning whatever your profit target goal is for the account to pass the test, it's 50%. Meaning during the test phase, you're only allowed to make 50% of that, which would be $1,500. Now, after you get out of the test phase, and into the pro phase, there's no more consistency rule. It goes away. Right here, consistency rule. Yes, right there. We require you to show consistency while in the test. Your biggest trading day cannot be more than 50% of your total profit, meaning your goal. But right here, once you get in the pro accounts, consider none. So that would be an argument for why I like Take Profit Trader, especially as a beginner prop firm trader. Very clean rules, very easy to follow rules. Well, yes, you didn't have to know my stance. I think we had little different stances, which is fine. I would just, like I said, I would disagree with your stance for those reasons given. I think it creates a mental thing that does not need to be created. So yeah, Tech Facts Global, if you want to not have to deal with the consistency rule with the way that you're referring to it as, then yeah, consider Take Profit Trader. And if you want to support the channel, code CLAY. I have not asked for a while, and we are falling way far behind. But if you have not hit that like button, make sure you do that. The stream length is dependent on the likes, because the more people are interested in enjoying, the longer I'll take it. But the only way I know how to quantify that data of interest is watching that like button. So if you are interested, if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. We got to keep it creeping upwards. As long as it's creeping upwards, then I'll keep things going. But I mean, so another thing, which would have been a losing trade, again, it's if you just try to be as brutally honest with yourself in hindsight as possible. I was totally looking at that dotted brown line right there, thinking, okay, I could see myself getting short there. That's a pivot point. Notice that. Hit it. Boop. Big spike. That would have been another losing trade. I could also see myself, maybe not as much because it would have been kind of caught up in this congestion, but I could see, again, I'm not going to firmly commit to it, but I could see myself heavily thinking about another short right there at the pink line, because that's a 200 period moving average. But as you can see there, boop, went up. That would have been a losing trade. Sound effects at no extra price. Can you tell I'm a dad of 6 young kids? Sound effects go far. Clay, were you a Marine? No. My brother-in-law was, though. So I'm a big military supporter. You don't have a take on it? Well, you should have a take on it. So yes, that's an important topic to have a take on. Man, it's still going on. When is this thing going to end? So does anybody know what is the trade deal? Did he say the details of the deal with what, the UK? Yes, I have Tech Facts Global. Yes, along with many members of my private community. So if you're worried, do they pay? They do pay. And here's the best part, Tech Facts Global. Unlike the prop firms that you're referring to, Take Profit Trader, you can request, after you get through the test phase, on day one of your pro account, you can be requesting payments in any amount you want, and you can request payments in any amount you want every single day. Cool, I retired for 21 years from the active duty. Well, thanks for your service, Rob. That's when I got into your course. Cool. Well, I appreciate your service, Rob. It's good stuff. Yes, deal. Okay. Let me be more specific. Does anybody know the details of the deal with the UK? Trade the rumors, sell the news. I've never heard it said that way. Usually it's buy the rumor, sell the news. And yeah, it would have worked out perfectly if you bought the rumor and sold the news. Because the rumor was the big announcement, which if you look at 9 p.m. Yesterday, you would have seen a massive move, and then it went up even higher. And then leading up to it, here was just selling it. Now this right here, they're adding new information to the equation, right? It sounds like people are saying that now they're talking about China and all this sort of stuff. So this makes sense here because there's now new information. But this whole thing here and before, so all this downwards movement, here, that was all based off of the UK deal. Again, the buy the rumor happened at 9 p.m. right here. So can you tell me where? Whoops. Does anybody have an idea of where he announced the big announcement? Can anybody take a guess? If you're thinking, it looks like he might have made that announcement about the big announcement coming today, like right there. Well, yeah, there's buy the rumor right there. Ba-boom! That was the buy the rumor right there. And then leading into it was the sell the news. And then, like I said, in my opinion, at least, this is all because new data is being entered in. No, the saying is not trade the rumor, because a trade does not specify anything, because you could be buying or selling within a trade. Usually it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So yes, this is all basically another potentially buy the rumor. They're saying new stuff, all this, and then, so yes, but yes, you are right. I would argue that this is like almost a new, I don't know what he's saying. I have it on mute. I'm trusting the chat to tell me what he's saying. But I would say that, yeah, this is like a new phase of buying the rumor. What's around 11 a.m.? Well, no, I realize, Trudy, that there is I realize that around 11 a.m. there is a deal with the UK. What I'm asking is, does anybody have the exact details of the deal? That's what I'm asking. I am aware that there is a deal, but does anybody have any details on the rumor? Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I don't know why I just don't go long. I mean, I'm the moron here that doesn't go long ever, but in my opinion, that this seems like every single time it seems like I should go long. I'm like, I don't know. That seems like FOMO. That seems like chasing the price, but nope. Do I just go long? Is that like the easy money? Is this thing headed up to the highs at this point? Yeah. JGS, that would be terrible. JGS, I'm 0 for 2 with real money trades and like 0 for 2 with another fake money trades. I think I just go long here. JGS when he stops talking. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Maybe wait for this to end. And look at this 5-minute chart. Any undisciplined short, hopefully they're using a prop account so that they just lost the account and not a whole bunch of money. Because if you are using your own money, you are not having a good day at all. Look at that hit. Why am I just not getting long? Do I buy the micro pullback right there? Like, what am I doing with my life? Remember when I said I should just get long right here? Man, I'd be up like almost 50 points now. I mean, you can't short here either. Or at least I don't think you can. Because it seems very, very likely that you'll just get steamrolled. But then if you go long here, I mean, there seems like a very real threat. Are you finally buying the top? I'm guessing he's taking questions right now from looking over at it.
Look, tariffs are the most misunderstood thing maybe in any form of business, anywhere in business. Oftentimes the country picks them up. Oftentimes the company picks it up. The people don't pick it up. Okay? The people don't pick it up.
He just said tariffs are the most misunderstood thing. Oftentimes the company picks it up, meaning the company pays for the tariff. Okay. Even if I accept that premise, does anybody realize what's wrong? What's going to be rough about that premise? Again, prices won't go up because the company will pay for it. Does anybody see how there's still a problem there? And who is this going to be a problem for? Which I would like to think will affect a lot of us here. Well, yes, we do pay, but my question is, who is paying and how are they paying? Which I hope a lot of us here, it would relate to us. Again, tariffs are misunderstood many times. The companies will take the hit. The companies will pay the tariff. That's not really solving a problem. That's not solving anything. No. We're John, my premise is the company will take the hit. They will not pass on price increases. But in this scenario, somebody still takes the hit. Who is taking the hit? Can anybody connect those dots? Again, I hope it would affect many of us here. Zombie, how? Yes, how? That's the question. I'm looking for a specific category of people. All right, so either nobody knows or nobody even cares enough to interact, so I'll just hop right into it. So even with the premise that I just heard him say, tariffs are very misunderstood, oftentimes the company will deal with it, meaning the company will pay for it, and then they don't raise prices of their goods. So, well, what does that do to the company's profit margins? If they are taking the hit, what will that do to that company's profit margins? No, Mark, okay. Some of you don't know how to have debate. Sometimes if you just concede stuff, it allows making the point still clear. So I'm conceding. Let's just assume that they're not going to raise prices on the customer. What will that do to that company's profit margins? Thank you, Trudy. There you go, Drew P. Thank you. He finally specific. Good job, Drew P. There you go, Zombie. Yes, profit margins go down. Who does not like seeing profit margins go down? If you are looking at a company and you're noticing those profit margins are going down, who does not like that? Correct. Hedge funds, Wall Street, shareholders. Why do they not like that? Why do they not like seeing profit margins shrink? Especially if that stock pays a dividend. Especially if the stock pays a dividend. What happens if profit margins shrink? Yes, that company has less profit to work with. A lot of that profit is paid out to dividends, to people like me, to hopefully people like you that are saving, that are trying to build passive income, that are trying to be like, hey, government, I don't need you, government, because I have my own passive income, because I have dividend stocks, or I have a dividend portfolio, or my stocks are growing, my net worth is growing with I don't need you, government, which, okay, less government needed, the less they need to spend, I think things work out. But now all of a sudden, these companies have lower profit margins. What is that going to call the big money to do? Bye. See you later. Now what happens? When the big money says bye, see you later, because that company has shrinking profit margins, what happens to that company's stock? When the big money is like, I'm out. Chandler, we're in a hypothetical world right now. Take off your undying support for Trump and let's just think objectively right now, okay? We're talking economics. This is not politics. This is straight up economics. We're in a hypothetical right now. Yeah, stocks go down. So under the premise that, hey, companies will just take it, people are still going to get hit. Little old grandma, her stock portfolio, that dividend was helping her out. Well, if they need to start to cut that dividend because they have shrinking profit margins. So my point is this. Tariffs are going to hit people one way or the other. So just because the company is going to take the hit and they're not going to raise the prices, they're taking a hit somewhere else, which is still going to have those trickle-down problems. So all that, well, no, the company will pay the dividend. Okay. Now, that's why I say, for some people, that's not going to matter, right? But that's why I say, I'm hoping for the majority of the people here, you're like, no, I'm for saving. I'm for investing. I'm for building passive income. I'm for building multiple income streams. So I assume this would still be a problem for everybody here. But if you're correct, if you just spend money as fast as it comes in and you have no savings, you're going to work until, you're at, then yeah, I guess to be fair to those people. But again, people are still going to get hit. And stocks going up right now, well, that doesn't really prove much because this stuff is all theoretical. If they start to go into effect and companies do start to take that hit and margins do start to shrink and then dividends do start to get cut, yep, I've had a bunch of Ford forever waiting for them to suspend the dividend. Yeah, Ford's kind of got a track record. So there we go. There's our little economic lesson of the day. And the other reason why things are going up is because deals are starting to be cut. But if there's no deals cut and you just leave these massive dividends, all right. Yeah, exactly, John. And then it's a cascade effect for sure. All right, now I'm truly starting to think maybe we're at some sort of top here. A couple of upper shadows. So I am looking for a potential short here again. Thanks, Ken. That's right. Feed the children. Use code CLAY. I appreciate that, Ken. Use code CLAY to get involved in Pam's plant, which is day trading futures through a prop firm. Just took 702 on 2 micros. Congrats on that. What if we are pro? I mean, yeah, then if you don't, then you're just all for children, starving. Derek, hello. Again, if you are enjoying and you want the party to continue, and I'll keep this thing going. I don't know. You never know. Maybe today's the day where I break a 4-hour record stream. But in order for that to be the case, I want to make sure people are interested. And I gauge if people are interested based on that like button. So if you are enjoying and you have not hit that like button yet, hit that like button. Let's keep it trending upwards. And as long as it's trending upwards, then I'll keep the party trending upwards and I'll keep it going. Yeah. This week, use code CLAY. Get the kids medicine. That's true. That's true. My kids are, not all of them, some of them are sick. I'm sick. So yes, code CLAY will not only feed the kids, but it'll get medicine. Hey, we're at 92, just like that. All right, thank you. Thank you. And a good reminder to me that I got to remember every now and then to have people hit that like button. Oh, is this a buy the pullback, or is this now going to be where things just crash? I'm having a terrible live stream, by the way. I am 0 for 2 on the live stream. This is not been a good day. Sweet just made 3K on that move. Congrats, yeah. Now I was starting to, those upper shadows had me starting to wonder. But yeah, congrats on that movement. It's always a good day. Was that 3K total or 3K per account? Is there a section all learning about futures prior to joining the platform? Dionys. What do you trade right now, Dionys? And I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. 3K per account, 2 accounts. Nice, 6,000. Good job. You only have one indicator to use. What's your choice? A candlestick. Clay should make a video like the feed the pup. I should. I'm looking for a double top here. Okay, well, Citron. Well, never mind. You don't use stop losses, so it's kind of hard to take any trader serious that does not use a stop loss. I was going to say, well, give us your entry point, your stop loss, and your target, but then it dawned on me from yesterday. You revealed that you don't use stop losses, so by that admission alone, we know that you're not a very serious trader. Hopefully you change your ways, though, and consider starting to use a stop loss. Okay, So, Dionys, when you used to trade options, what did you use for your decision-making process? Was it a technical chart? You have no need to use a stop, right? Because you're always right, right? No need to use a stop because you're a flawless trader and you never make wrong decisions. That's why there's no need to, huh? Okay, so confirm that you're just, gotcha. All right. So at least you've made it abundantly obvious now where you stand on the serious scale. Gotcha. All right, hammer candle here right off of the overnight high. Okay, Dionys, so when you used to trade options with the technical chart, what was one of your favorite patterns? Sintra, we have this is a room actually filled with like what I would like to think are serious people. And I assure you, no serious person has any interest in watching you, which well, you know you're just a jokester now. I think I might know who Sintra is. I think he might be a fellow by the name of Andrew. I don't know that for sure, but I think Sintra very well could be Andrew. So he's getting very close to the ban button. But that is true. That is true regardless, man. And yes, yeah. D-gens don't really like the stop loss. That is true. I'm just starting the learning process. Never traded anything. I started watching your video, oh cool, yesterday and saw you were live, so hopped on. I know zero about trading. Well, Trudy, I'd say on that note, I am doing this live webinar tonight. Maybe sign up for this. Help give you kind of a good framework. You're very good in the process. Giving you know nothing, that means you don't have a bunch of bad habits. So I'd say sign up for that, or anybody else you're invited to. That will be tonight. Oh, you're getting that same vibe, Mammon? Yeah. Me too. Me too. Cat bounce and flagpoles. Well, I am happy to report, Dionys, cat bounces, I think you mean dead cat bounces, but dead cat bounces and flagpoles, they exist in futures too. My point is this. That's the powerful thing about charts. A lot of people get scared away. They're like, I don't want, futures sound great, prop firms sound great, but I don't want to have to learn all about futures. There's nothing to learn about. If you use charts, then you're 97% of the way there. So here's the final lesson. I'm going to give everybody a quick lesson on what the final 3% would be. So we'll just pretend this is the NQ, but so from this distance to this distance, if you look at these numbers, you're going to notice a difference right here of 20, okay? Now in futures, things move in points, and these points are worth a predetermined set of value. So for the NQ, for example, 1 point equals $20. Okay? 1 point equals $20. This little distance right here was 20 points. So my question is this. How much was that distance worth monetarily? If this distance here was 20 points and 1 point is worth $20, how much money was that distance worth right there? So I'm asking you, Dionys, and anybody else that's maybe intimidated by making the jump into futures. Very good, Greg. Correct, Bart. It took me a few times. I blew up a few accounts before my first one. I did post a video on YouTube talking about some of the lessons I learned. One of them being to learn to love pressing that button. I can't even remember now, 1 or 2 where I forgot to press that button and I left orders out there and then I got filled and then it was just like game over. There you go, Dionys. Correct. That's $400. You now understand how to trade futures. That's what I mean. If you already use a chart and know how to use a chart, and you're using a chart to trade Forex, and in Forex your favorite pattern is a bull flag, well, I got great news. Bull flags exist in the world of futures. That's the only little difference, though, how these things are calculated. They're calculated that they move not in dollars or cents, they move in points. So as long as you know what a 1 point is worth, then you can do the quick math that you just did right there. So truly, and I understand why people build up this big thing in their mind like, oh, futures sound amazing, but do I really have time to learn something completely different? It's not completely different. Assuming you already use charts. So you're 97% of the way there, but that final 3%, you just passed the test. Now you even know how you can calculate, gains and losses with futures. So there you go. Always go to read, looking around and take a trade. I saw that reset is like 640. Yeah, Ken, that's why I definitely said I would never reset a pro account, just because for the price of a pro reset on a Take Profit Trader, you could get like 5 test accounts. Yeah, Apex, you're not alone in that. So anybody, in Dionys, you would want to start at MNQ. Do not start on the NQ, start on the MNQ. Get your feet wet, figure things out, get comfortable. And some people never even make the jump, so it's not like you have to. But after you get comfortable with the MNQ, you could consider doing the NQ. This does seem like a... What would this be down to... Are you actually in this trade right now? No, if I was in this trade, these numbers down, or one of these numbers down here would be fluctuating around. I'm thinking about it though. I want it to come down a little bit more so I can keep my stop loss relatively tight. So I'll look to get long at that green line, stop loss is at the red line. Well, now if it were to come back down, I'd have a higher upper shadow. I don't like that. If this candle can close green and then come down, I'll be a little bit more interested. Hey, let's push this up over 100 likes. We're only 5 away. So if you have not hit that like button yet and you want to help us push up over 100, keep the party going, keep the stream going, hit that like button. The length of the stream is all about the interest levels, and the interest levels are gauged by that like button. So as the like button creeps up, that means the stream will continue. There we go. Nice. Very good. All right. So on the tick chart, 1,000 tick chart, doing a good job of respecting that 50 period moving average. I'm a little gun shy today. Today has been a rough day. I don't really feel like reliving it at all. If you do want to watch in the archive, I didn't start off. I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 minutes in, kind of went over the early part of my day, which is kind of why it's just been, had I been just a half a second quicker with the click of the mouse, this right here would have been easily over $1,000. Again, I go back and explain all that, provide all the kind of the evidence, if you will. So, and that kind of sent me into not so good territory mentally. What's your opinion on trading current markets? Do you mean currency markets? Hey, Dave, good to see you. If you were talking about currency markets as in Forex markets and within the category of day trading, no, absolutely not. Pam's Plant. Do Pam's Plant. Pam's Plant is by far the most efficient way to go about day trading. Not day trading stocks, not day trading Forex, not day trading options, not day trading crypto. Day trading futures is by far the most efficient way. All of those other ways can be mathematically shown to just not be efficient. You're either putting yourself under the pattern day trading rule, or you're taking on way more risk than you actually need to, or you're just not efficiently using your capital. Talked about that a couple times yesterday. Somebody was talking about PLTR, and we did some quick little math. And basically, long story short, that person would have needed over $10,000 to make $300. Or you could have done Pam's Plant with a prop firm, used $105 to make like $1,200. So it's just like, it just doesn't make, it mathematically does not make sense. All right. right, I'm going to try it again. I did get a nice green candle there. It is starting to come down here a little bit. So we'll see if this is some sort of consolidation and move back up or not. If it's not, well then, it'll be another losing trade. David, they all trade in real time. Okay, Dave. Are there futures for EU and AU? What do you mean by that? Hey Shane, good to see you. Like what? Like why do you? Do you mean can somebody from those countries trade futures? Because don't go trade futures for EU and AU. But I'm not sure what you mean by that, AB. He probably wants to know if there's futures in Europe and Australia. Yeah, maybe so. All moms of a plant, they make great Mother's Day gifts. Yes, I got my mom some flowers. Well, good news, you don't need to mom treat yourself. Yeah, I like that, patient. I would disagree with that, Apex, because I think if you quote unquote want to learn, which I do agree with the premise you're getting at, just go slow, but you can go plenty slow with one MNQ. So I don't know if you need to hop into ES, but if you want to learn and just kind of wear a seatbelt, MNQ. Well, I guess this one doesn't want to quite pull back yet. Thanks for getting ready to step in. New to trading, been watching you. Well, thank you, David. You're welcome. And yeah, hopefully you go with Pam's plant. Hopefully you help feed my kids. Code Clay. All right, well, I'm going to cancel my order out yet again. Trying to get long down here, but it just keeps not wanting to go down there now. So you are done trading stocks. Yes, within the category of day trading, I am totally done with day trading stocks and options. They genuinely are utter garbage compared to day trading futures with a prop firm. Mathematically verifiable. Mathematically provable. Futures contracts exist for both. Okay, yeah, but AB, why do you even want to trade that stuff? Trade NQ, trade MNQ. If you want movement, AB, trade that stuff. That's what I was getting at. Like, some futures are way better to trade than others. You seem to be barking up trees of like, why are you even spending your time trading that? Just trade NQ, trade MNQ. Work smarter, not harder. See if once. Tappy. Hello, Tappy. Clay, rookie here. Lucky trader here. What happened if you are flagged as PDT? Does that affect your credit? No, it doesn't affect your credit, Tappy. And you're a shining example of what Pam's plan is all about. You're having troubles with the pattern day trading rule. Well, this is exactly why I start off all of Pam's plan with, yeah, that pattern day trading rule and futures. There is none. There is none. So go buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell as much as you want every single day. Every single day. Easy Pam's plan right there win for the vast majority of people that don't have the 25,000. What are the financial ramifications for trading futures? I'm going to take ramifications as like your risk. And this is where Pam's plant comes into play because you have added risk control. You have added risk control specifically via how they protect your money. So what would the maximum ramifications be if you're doing Pam's plan, again, through futures or through prop firm? Well, if you're doing the minimum, so the smallest purchasing power, which would be 25,000, if you violate the rules, well, to get 25,000, it'll cost you 105. So that is your total risk. If you violate rules, what would a rule violation be? Well, in this situation, if you lose 1,500, then yes, they will take the account away from you. You can always buy another account, but they'll take it away. But did you actually lose 1,500? Was that your ramification, to use your terminology? It was not. Your actual ramification was just the cost of the account, which was 105. So trading futures through a prop firm, Pam's plant, in your terms, your financial ramification would be you have $105 at risk. So good question. I like supporting people who are family-oriented. Also have family in Iowa and am from Michigan too. Oh, cool. Where in Iowa are they, David? You said you were an engineering. No, I said an engineer by degree. You were what type of engineer? I was what is called a welding engineer. Fun fact on welding engineers. Back in the, I don't even know if it exists now, but back when I was going through a survey class, they were like, all right, and then we have welding engineering. Who's heard of that? Nobody raised their hand. They're like, that makes sense. Ohio State, which is where I graduated from, and Ferris State, which is in Michigan, are the only two colleges in the entire country that offer welding engineering. So you're going to have a very small class, and you'll graduate with several job offers. And I was in school. I started college back in 2003, and there was some sort of recession. Something was going on. I don't remember what it was. But I was like, man, I want to make sure I can get a job. Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. Like, have several job offers. So yes, got a welding engineering degree, and it lived up to its purpose, or lived up to its hype. I did an internship with Honeywell, ticker symbol HON. Did a internship with them the summer before my senior year. And at the end of that summer, here's a job offer. And at that time, it was for, I can't remember, I think $52,000 a year, which back in 2006, $52,000 a year for like a 22-year-old kid, I was like, all right. But point being, I still had one more year left of college. So talk about incentive levels being crushed. Here I am, still needing to go through 1 year of school, even though I already have a job offer for $52,000 per year. That senior year was hard. It was hard. Because what do I need to be here for? I already got a job offer. Let me go make that cheddar. And that's also when I got into trading. So I had trading as a big passion, and then I had that job offer. So my senior year of college at Ohio State was not, it was rough. It was rough. I passed, though. I got my degree. But it all worked out. My thesis, not a popular one, is minis for evals and micros for funded accounts. No, I don't really have any pushback against that, Apex. I smell what you're stepping in. Des Moines. Oh, cool. Des Moines and in farm country. Okay, I've never heard of Tingley before. I'm still kind of trying to learn Iowa geography. For those of you that are not aware, I moved to Iowa, my family and I, back in August. Got some land here. We're going to build a house. So right now I'm in, I was giving my wife a hard time. I'm like, man, I'm in like a fish can or a tuna can of an office right now. But you know what? It'll get the job done. It'll get the job done. Well, good job. Yeah. Multiple streams of income. That's where it's at. Build multiple streams of income. So yeah, go become a dentist. That's a good call. Multiple streams of income. That's where it's at. Oh, is there a new pope now? Oh, yeah, I just see it on the news thing over here, huh? White smoke emerges. New pope elected. Gotcha. And it's not Trump. Shocking. Shocking. I got to get to the 9 to 5. Hey, have a good one, Manuel. Shout out to you. Multiple streams of income. Nothing but respect. If you're trading with a 9 to 5 job, that tells me you got 2 streams of income, or you're at least got 1 stream of income, and you're working on a second. That's what it's all about. Multiple streams of income. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep on grinding. I'm going to go ahead and turn the news off, given he is no longer speaking. Good to know. I'm learning trading in college and working part-time. Love it. Love it. That was me. That's when I got into trading in college, working part-time, running my book. I worked at the, so here's another funny story while we're kind of just waiting. So in college, I had a book business, and on this book business, I did actually some pretty impressive numbers. So I put these by the way, that's how I got my internship that I was just talking about. There was like 18 people that interviewed for this internship, and like I was the dumbest person. So like there were 17 other smarter people than me. But what I'm convinced got me hired was I put on my resume my book business numbers, my revenue, which was, again, was pretty impressive. I sit down, and the first thing out of anything, tell me about this book business. So I explained it all to them, and I'm convinced that's why because I was definitely not, like, I'm an idiot. So everybody else they interviewed was smarter than I was. But anyway, so I had this book business. Nope, I will pass Apex Trades. I just kind of do my own thing. I keep my head down. But so I have this book business. It's on my resume, and the resume is uploaded to like a system within the college. And then I'm also working at the library too, just down in the binding department, which made me think about this. Like I love PP Boyo, right? That's great, good stuff. College kid working part time, trying to learn how to trade, trying to get a degree. That's good stuff. Then I get to work one day, which is in the basement of the big library. Ohio State has like, I don't know, 15 different libraries. Anyways, the big main one. I get down in the basement, which is where I work, and my boss is like, you have to go up and talk to the dean of libraries. Don't worry though, Clay. We told him you're a good guy. You would never do anything. And we take good inventory checks so that we've double checked. We know that we know you, and so we already vouched for you. But she still wants to talk to you. So I go, and it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but Ohio State, right? Big university, been around a long time, big, old, prestigious buildings, and I'm sitting in the dean of libraries, which is a big spot at Ohio State. Like, if you're the dean of libraries, that's like a big deal. I think they were called dean of libraries. Anyways, I'm sitting there in this massive office, and they come in, and long story short, they wanted to make sure that I was not stealing books from my job in order to sell for my book business. But per my bosses, what they try to tell them is, no, Clay's job, like we count things, and then we count them again, and another person counts, and then a third person counts just to make sure that the numbers are right. So there's no way, yeah, sure, Clay was part of the counting process, but there's like 3 layers. So there's no way that Clay was actually doing anything. But it was just like, they thought I was stealing books from Ohio State so I could, for my book business. But I wasn't. See you next week. Gonna go fishing before I do something stupid. Hey, enjoy fishing. Hope you get something. Man, so Sintra got short. Remember Sintra, the guy that doesn't use stop loss because he's never wrong? He got short right here. He's getting roasted. He's getting roasted. Now, we know that he probably... No. I got short there, and then I covered right there. We know that's what he did, but... Hey, Pat's in the house. No, I did not go to OSU. I went to the Ohio State University. Pat, how's your stock doing? I can't remember the ticker of it. What was that? What was it? We got to check it out. What's your inside scoop? Your inside information stock? Which one was that? I can't remember. Uh-oh. Should I be getting short here? If I do a stop, 25. Let's see if it wants to come up a bit more. I want to see how this candle forms. Fate, that's right. We got to check on Fate real quick. This thing's going to be a boomer. My buddy's got inside info on it. Oh, look at it today. Okay, a little bit of a pullback here. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. A little bit of a pullback. But I trust it. All right, I do like this. I'm going to get short here. Stop up there. I'm going to go up a little bit higher, actually. I can come down. There we go. I wanted my risk to be about 10 points, so it's about a $60 risk here. But this candle here has me wondering: is this some sort of top that's forming? Was that a fake breakout there? We'll see. If I'm wrong, it'll be about 60 bucks out of my pocket. But I'll still be green on the day, which is always a good thing. But step one, it's got to get up to that red line. Hey, if you're enjoying, make sure to hit that like button. We got to keep the likes trending to keep the stream going. I will keep things going as long as I know people are interested. And the only metric I know by which to judge if people are interested or not is the like button. So if you are enjoying, hit that like button. You stole that from me, Apex Trades. Didn't you? Didn't you? It's a good philosophy. A general philosophy, that is. A good general philosophy. Well, good. At least you're passing it on. At least you're helping to spread the general philosophy. All right, still waiting to see if it wants to come up to that red line. To get me short. As of now, it's kind of maybe I should just be hopping in right now, but that's the challenge of trading. Hindsight will have to be our judge. All right, coming up. A little bit more. How did I not get filled there? How did I not get filled there? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. It hit the red line, didn't it? All right, I'm exiting that out. It seems like my entry point, if it actually were to fill me, is now going to be the explosion point up. How did I not get filled, though? It hit that red line, didn't it? Again, don't be a yes man. If you disagree, let me know. But I could have sworn it hit that red line. What do you say? How did it not get filled there? Well, I think I nailed the top. The problem with nailing the top is just because you nail the top or bottom of something, that's actually a bad thing because there's no guaranteed you'll get filled. So never, ever want to brag about I nailed the top. You want to be, so if the top is, let's just say, $100, you want to make sure your order was at $99.99. Because in order for it to hit 100, it would have had to fill you. It would have had to give you what you wanted. And then you want it to come down. But if you hit the top at 100, there's no guarantee that you're going to get filled. So yes, I nailed the top on that, which unfortunately caused me not to get filled. And there would have been my first profit target. I think so, yep. Oh my. See, this is just how the day has been. Again, this one, if you were here from the beginning when I walked through the early part of my day, you totally get how now the day continues to just be one of those days. Unbelievable. Rob, there are no scalping rules. Scalp away on Take Profit Trader. Scalp away. I'm a stickler for expanding my y-axis just for the sake of close call moments. I'm learning that when I do that, I am much more accurate on those entries. Yeah, I mean, like I said, in my kind of bragging sense, I did nail the top. I mean, it totally hit the line, but that's also in a painfully, educational way. That shows why you don't want to ever nail the top or nail the bottom, because you do put yourself at risk of not getting filled. And that's exactly what happened there. Nailed the top, but I did not get filled. And then it rolls right. Oh my goodness. Again, maybe I sound like I'm being dramatic, and to be fair, maybe I am. But if you watch the beginning of this live stream and when I explained how the earlier part of my day went, and just as a nutshell, if you want more details, this here number easily should be over $1,000. It should be over $1,000, but like I said, because of how the earlier part of my day went, which, like I said, you can go back and watch when it gets in the archive. And then just this one right here is just, Sometimes all you can do is laugh. All you can do is laugh. What's the saying? Laughter can be the best medicine. I've learned that to be the case too, to prevent, in the world of trading, to prevent myself from going on tilt. Sometimes if you just laugh at yourself, it helps. It's not a perfect solution, but if you just laugh about it, it can make things a little bit easier. But now, right, so currently I don't even know, because I could be mentally compromised, so I don't even know if I'm looking at like good things. Like right now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should buy back to here. But is that actually a good trade? I don't know. Or is that just me trying to imagine something right now because I'm frustrated about that past trade? Oh, that was super, super annoying. It is what it is. So once again, never strive to nail the top or nail the bottom. You want to be oh so slightly just in front of the top or oh so slightly just above the bottom. Go take a quick shower. No. Then I want to get to hang out with you, Mammon. My day would be ruined. What is your usual risk reward? That just depends on the strategy. That one I was going for 2-1 for my first target. So I was aiming to get in at 20, and my first allotment would have been at I was aiming for 300. My stop was 10. So just for my first contract, I was looking at 2-1, and then I would have no, I'm being corrupted by hindsight bias. So I mean, of course I want to say, and then I would have taken off my next one right here, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. Probably would have aimed for the lows of these ones right here. Based off the low of those candles for my second one, because I was going for 2, and then the final one I would have just dragged the stop loss down. But yeah, I do not have like a set risk reward for every. It just depends on the circumstances, depends on the trade, depends on the day. Like I said, I would not take any. If I was massively in the green right now, then yes, I'd be willing to take a lot more bigger risks. But I do not have that convenience today. Once more, based off what I explained earlier on in the day. So that's all right. That's all right. Sometimes it happens. Is anybody buying down here at this overnight high? Or is that just a really bad? I can see that making sense. I'll answer that, Joe, but how is that relevant to anything? Again, I'll answer it, but how is that relevant? How many screens do you have in your trading setup? I guess I have three monitors. There are 27, but technically I only use 2 of them for trading. I use a third one. Like when I look that way, I have like email and kind of just like more so business stuff over here. But then like here and then here is like more of my trading. So in all actuality, 2 27-inch monitors. But does it need to be 2? I don't know. Does it need to be 20 like some people seem to have? I don't know. Just wondering if you would go Pro Plus or just keep getting. Yeah, I don't know. None of them are Pro Plus. I have not. Look, again, I just started back in November, and I'm trying something a little different on my end. I'm not going into what I'm trying just because I'm just not in the, like, I'm in a more unique situation. So mine is kind of apples and oranges, but I came to hang out. Good, Rams. Good. It's great to have you here hanging out. Let's see. I'm kind of. We'll see if that trend line means anything or not. Yeah, Joe, there's not, yeah, no, that's fine. But to your point, yeah, everybody's got their different opinion. It's the same discussion of, what size account is the best to go by. Once you get to like the buffer, or, the payout territory, how much do you take? How much do you leave in to increase your buffer, or do you take everything out? So yeah, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. No, you're not, Sintra. No, you're not. We all know that you didn't take any trade. Care to share your PC specs? I don't know my PC specs, but I will. This is who built my computer within not that long ago. I'm very, very happy with them. Who asked that? So if you want to go, I would say get the guide. Again, I'm not technical at all. I don't know really anything about computers. So this company built it for me. I don't get anything. So this is not like a sponsorship, or it's not a referral program where if you use that link, and I don't get anything. I'm just sharing it because I'm very happy with the product. But I have what's called the chart breaker. So that's where my specs are at. Who has that? Miko. So I have the chart breaker, again, built by this. So if you're in the market, like I said, this was a very helpful guide. Even if you don't want to buy from them, that guide is very helpful, which is why I'm just linking people to that. And if you like the guide, if they kind of make it seem like, yeah, maybe it would be more efficient to just have somebody else build it, then you can, check out their website. But for any of you potentially in the market for a computer, I'd highly recommend that site, or the guide. And then if you like the guide, to check out the website itself. They've been very good to work with. Can you not stream in 1080p or 1440? I don't know. What am I streaming in right now? Is this not clear? I thought I was in 1080, or am I wrong? I don't know. I'm not a techie person. Gahandra, all the prices are at their website. I don't have a daily goal. I have a daily loss. That is a very good rule. Daily loss. There you go. To me, there is no such thing as a target, just a place you're thinking is Yeah. Of course you can. Of course you can. You want to come say hi? No, keep it off. Or else the live stream will get kind of funky.
I can do this.
Oh, yeah. Should I show everybody? I just got a colored picture. Look at that. Pablo Picasso in full bore. Okay.
Let's make some money.
What do you want to do? You want to make some money?
Yeah.
Say, let's make some money.
Let's make some money.
Okay. All right. So do we think this is going up or down? Up. You think it's going up?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'll buy right here and I'll put my stop right there. Okay. Let's make sure we're on the right thing. Okay. We're in. Now, if it hits that red line, that means we actually lost some money. But it'll be okay because it won't be a lot. But if it goes above that blue line, okay, tell me when you think we should sell. We're making money right now. Should I get out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we just made $4. Good job. Good call. Good call.
Is this that video?
Oh, no, that's not a video.
What is it?
That's just a picture up there.
I see a picture.
The picture's right there. Okay, let's watch that number right there. Say, hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
Okay, let's watch that number. Watch that number right there. Right here. No. Right over here. Let's see if it goes up. This might be a group of savages that aren't going to hit the like button. We'll see. Oh, look, there's one. Do you see it just change?
Yeah.
Only one. That's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Tough crowd today. Why did you tell me to sell? Look, it's still going up. It's still going up. Look at that.
Hi.
Look at that. That was a great call, though. Thank you for telling me to get in.
Let's get
Oh, look, now it's at 136. There we go.
Daddy, hope we go down.
You hope it goes. You think it's going to go down now?
Yeah.
You think it's going to go down?
Yeah.
Okay, we're short now. That means if it goes down, we make money. Should I get out? We're making money right now.
No.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're making money. Do you want me to sell? You want me to get out?
No.
No?
I want to sell it.
You want to sell it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get out.
No, I said sell it.
All right, we just made like $15. Good job. Good job.
What about we can make a shit?
Great call. How about you just trade for me?
what about this? You can go down. I can go up.
Oh no, we can't. You can't go down and up at the same time. Yeah. I'm glad you told me to get out because look, it went back up after you said that. So that was a very good call. Good job.
I can do it again.
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
No, I got to get back to the stream. Okay. Thank you for the gift though.
No, thanks.
Can you say goodbye to everybody?
No, I want to see what our kids doing.
You want to see what the kids are doing?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go see what the kids are doing. Okay, say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, see you later. Thank you for the gift.
No, you can put it right there.
I'll put it right here so I can stare at. There we go, right there. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. See you later.
I will probably make another one for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can make me another one. How about one that's pink?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Hey, good job. The price keeps going up. I'm glad you told me to get out.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, thanks. All right, well, I've been on a total cold streak. My daughter shows up in 2 winning trades in a row. So what am I doing with my life? I guess the site is being renamed to Kit Trader. KitTrader.com. Yeah, I think she is. Yeah, she's like 4 for 5. I know. Hey, Kenny. One thing so you're the latest person. Everybody keeps telling me, cherish the years because they go by so fast. And our oldest now is 13. And it seems like just yesterday, I was scared out of my mind driving home from the hospital. Kid number 1, like, they're going to let me take care of this thing? Like, what is going on? They trust me with this thing? I had, like, my both hands on the steering wheel. Oh, man. That seems like just yesterday. And now, up to kid number 6. But it does go by fast. So, definitely trying to cherish those moments, which is why my policy is, if any kid ever knocks on the door during a live stream, can I come in? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can come in. That's true. She did. Oh, she's going to end up in jail. She did not give her disclaimer that that was not financial advice. Oh, boy. Sam Oliver Sam. And learn to trade futures and to start over from scratch psychologically. Because I've taken quite a few courses without much success trading small caps. Oh, trading small caps is almost as worse as day trading options. I understand day trading small caps, low floats, has an attraction because you don't need a whole lot. They can move very big, but all your money is at risk. First off, futures move bigger anyways. Futures move better anyways. You can make more money with futures anyways because they just move better. But even setting that aside, even if we just assume that they both move the same, with small cap stocks, you put in all your... In fact, that reminds me. So right here, this is what I want to talk about. Small caps, yeah. So here's somebody that can come with small caps. Imagine this with your own money. So I had this comment on YouTube. Right here. Just happened to me. So this, I was talking about stock trading halts, which are very common in small cap stocks. But was talking to this person just happened to me this week. I'm a beginner and thought I was just getting there. Profit was good for the month. Yeah, exactly. Because things can move well on stock or on small caps. Throwing in 100. I bumped up my capital and usage and lost very big, about 60% from where I entered. Very disheartening to a beginner as myself. Yeah, exactly. Because if you get stuck in a halt, you have zero control. All of your money is at risk. So why would you ever choose to do that when there are better ways out there? The better way being with a prop firm. Because in a prop firm, in a worst case scenario, so that for that person, that was basically worst case scenario. They got stuck in a halt, 60% gone. But a worst case scenario in futures with a prop firm, so let's just say, you lose the $2,000 or whatever that was. Yeah, sure, you'll lose your account, which you can always buy back for $100. But did you actually lose a massive amount like that person did? No, you would have lost simply the cost of the account, which for the 50,000 purchasing power was only $119. So that's that whole instance of small cap stocks, perfect illustration of this point here of prop firms, the added risk control, specifically how you can protect your own money. I know there's small cap stocks, low floats. I know, I understand the appeal, but I'm telling you right now, futures just move better anyways. Plus you get that layer of risk protection. It truly makes zero mathematical sense to be out there trading small caps, low floats, any of that nonsense. Kid, are you out there? You make me another picture? What were you knocking for? No more trades. You're on a hot streak. Thank you though. Fay? No, she's at school right now. You're done? You want to try to make some money? All right, get in here. Okay. First, we'll get some public speaking practice. Say, hey, you've been practicing. Okay, this is your show. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got to talk, and they'll see you right there. Like, say, hey, this is Fay Trader.
Hey, this is
No,
Fay.
talk into the mic though.
Hey, this is Fay Trader.
Okay.
Say up.
Yeah.
So, do you think the price is going to go up or down right now, or are you still just waiting?
I'm still waiting.
Okay. Do you see that movement right there?
Yeah.
Now, back when we lived in Michigan, Faye, she'd come in my office and set up a little desk. And she had a little fake microphone, and she would do her own like podcasts and webinars. So she earned the name Fay Trader back in Michigan. Okay.
Do you have likes?
We can probably get some more. We're at 141. So if you say hit that like button, I bet we could maybe make a run up to 150.
Please hit that like button.
Oh, you said please. That'll definitely get us a couple more. That's good. Okay, well, let's watch that number. Uh-oh, it's not budging. Oh, there's one. There's at least one kind-hearted person here.
Please smash that like
Oh,
button.
smash it now. Smash it. Wow, look at... Oh, there... Whoa, it just jumped up 3. There we go. There we go.
Wait, is that how much money you earned so far?
What? No, these are just all numbers.
Oh, what?
Actually, yeah, that right. Somebody did give a $5 super chat. So, okay, so do we know what's going on here? Do you think it's going to go up or down, or
Up.
you think it's going to go up?
Wait. Kit guesses up.
Okay, it's on a hot streak. Hey, look at that. We're at 151 now.
Yeah.
Good job. You think it's going to go up, you said? Are you even looking? You got to look right here. Look right here. See how it's red right now? See how that means the price is coming down a little bit.
Oh.
See how it broke through that yellow line, though, and then started to go up?
Yeah.
Now it's coming down. So that's kind of a little...
Oh, just move. It's...
Yeah, starting to go back up. See that like little line that's forming at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
That's because that's where it hit at its lowest point. And now that's...
Hey, what?
What?
153.
Oh, nice. Nice. What do you think it's going to do, Kit?
Go up or down?
You think it's going to go up?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You think it's going to go up too?
Um,
Why don't we do this? Why don't we try to play a breakout? If it wants to come up here, then maybe that'll be the point where it goes up even more. Should we try that?
yeah.
Okay. So we'll buy right there, but it's got to come up to that area because that'll maybe give us some sort of breakout. So we got to see if it wants to get up there and if it can push up through that level.
Please just smash that like
Okay, you don't want to say it too
button.
often or people are going to be like, hey, chill out. So we can't say it all the time. All right, here we go. It's approaching. Oh, now back down. You want it to go back up?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, just turned green for a second.
It did, yeah. And see how it came back down?
Yeah.
So see that upper line?
Yeah.
That's called the upper shadow or upper wick. So that means the price was at that point, and now it's coming back down from there. So that's why it changed. That's why it was green at one point. Because actually it was making progress, but now it's come back down.
What 154 likes?
Nice. All right. All right.
Yeah, you want my donut? You want my donut, Dad?
Stephanie, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Dad, you
Yeah.
want my donut?
Do I want to buy a donut?
Oh,
No.
no, I think she meant that.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we can get up there. Now, it might play games with us. This could be... Okay, we're in. Let's see if it can keep breaking out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's still going up. Look at that. It's through the blue line. Should I sell or what?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There we go. Nice. Good job. Good job, Kit. 3 for 3.
Oh, we're still at 140.
Yeah, look at it. It's still going up, though. Maybe. Did we sell too soon, maybe?
Free. Now
Oh, it's going up more.
What is? Yeah, I know. That's not good. We sold too soon, I think. Uh-oh. Good job, though. Good job to both of you.
smash it.
Yeah, smash that like button. That's right. All right, I got to get back to it. Thank you.
Okay.
Say,
many-
Fay Trader signing out.
Fay Trader signing
All right, say it
out.
right here.
Fay Trader signing out.
Say, see you later.
See you later.
All right.
Face trader.
Hey,
No, you're Kit Trader.
150.
We're at 155. When you were here, we were at like 141. So thank you. Good job.
Fay Trader will be coming back.
All right, Fay Trader will be coming back. Yep. I'm sure you'll be back for some more episodes at some point.
Yup.
All right. Can you close the door, please? Well, got out a little too soon on that one. I'll just throw my kids under the bus. This corresponds over here on the 5-minute too. Nice little pennant breakout. Now the big question becomes, can it get up through those highs? I have no idea. So much so that I'm not willing to short here. I'm not willing to either go long here with that break because I really, it feels like a coin flip, and I don't like coin flip trades. I'd like to have a little bit of an edge, but if I'm only at 50%, then I have to pass on those ones. Is it even possible to trade having a full-time job? My lunch is almost over. Yes, this is an argument, once again, for Pam's plant. If you have a full-time job, one nice thing about futures is we're basically open around the clock. So there's always a time for you to find an opportunity to trade. Now, sometimes they're slower than others, but when it's slower, you can always maybe bump up position size a little bit. But yes, full-time job, not a big deal. In fact, full-time job is a good thing because around here, we preach multiple streams of income. So if you have multiple streams of income, which you do, you have a full-time job, and if you're now working on another stream of income via trading, I love it. I love it. I love people after those multiple streams of income. I know the kids are crushing it. I need to fire myself. Okay, see you on the webinar tonight. Sounds good, Trudy. Sounds good. So yeah, we'll see if it wants to try to push up through that area there. I work third shift, so I get off work right when the market opens. Oh well, that's a nice time to be around then. So yes, that's, again, Pam's plan. If you want to be a day trader, it's very hard to argue against it. It really does. It tackles multiple potential, possible hurdles and, overcomes them. All right. What is the ES up to today? Pretty similar to this one right now. Oh yeah, knocking on the door. I don't know. Is that a buy rate? The longer we kind of hang up around this area, the more and more interested I get from potentially a long-sided trade standpoint. But we'll see if it wants to come up through there. Again, if I missed any of your messages, it's not on purpose. I'm not trying to ignore anybody's, but sometimes when there's multiple messages that come in, I can miss them from time to time. Let me take that back. Some people I am ignoring. I won't name names of who I'm ignoring, but so that statement was like 95% true. 95% of the time, I didn't ignore your message on purpose. But there is the 5% where, yeah, no, that was definitely, I didn't respond on purpose. But odds are it's not you, so don't worry about it. And if you have a guilty conscience that it may be you, well then, there you go. Maybe listen to that conscience. Wow, I have come back to see how you are doing after a very long time. I started watching you back in 2019 at first. Thanks, Wally. Well, good to have you back. Hope you hang out some more. I like 25.36 as the draw for this afternoon. All right. 5.36. All right. Well, you're looking for quite a bit more upside here, huh? I guess I could go short here. I'd have such a tight stop. I need to ask my kids, what do I think it's going to do here? Yeah. I'll tell you why I passed on that one short. Looking over here on the 5 minute, that lower wick right there tells, price came down. Bears were looking like they were kind of fighting back. And then the fact that this gave us a nice lower shadow, it does represent the buyers kind of showed up in a pretty significant way. So on that note, I decided to hang, not take the short. I'm glad I didn't, as that would have been a losing trade. Granted, very small losing trade, but still a losing trade nonetheless. Just curious, but how much you put on the last trade with kids? It was just one MNQ. So basically nothing. Do you ever go live in the evening? No. Nope, that is family time. And kind of just like real life time. So Hoover, Flag Trader, and Stephanie, you guys are cousins? Or is that, am I misreading the context here? I do not recognize Stephanie, so she's either new or she's just now speaking up. But it's good to have you, Stephanie. Hoover, Flag Trader, though, he's been around since basically the beginning, so I know he's not new. All right, just kind of still putzing around here. We'll see what it wants to do. Just got an email from Stalker Andrew. He's still stalking, folks. He's still stalking. Just curious. I already that. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm glad I did not short there. Is this going to turn into just a slow and steady grind now? I mean, really the next, next essential potential target, if you are long, we have this pivot point up here. So we'll call it 2380. At this point, would not be shocked if it got up that high. Of course, there's no guarantees, but we'll see if it can get up to that level or not. Is Force Fed still here? Are you still here, Force Fed? Because I know you know. We had a stalker show up like a couple weeks ago. I thought he'd finally moved on, but no. No, he's still stalking, unfortunately, sadly. Yeah. Just got an email from Stalker. Do you use ORB strategy? No. I mean, I consider it, but like, I don't know. How do you define that strategy, Sam? Because that strategy is one of those things that's like a perfect example of how people can way oversimplify things. Yeah, he just emailed me. He's still stalking. Slow and steady grind. Slow and steady grind right now. I'll have to let my kids know. I should bring him back in here. But like, remember when we sold right here? Now look where it's at. Surely someone in here could, I mean, probably, if anybody cared enough. But if anybody actually cares, I'd say probably, I don't know. Find more useful things to do with your time. Is he the next podcast guest? You should. No. He's actually not the next guest. He's the next co-host. He's going to be my co-host. Are we getting a rising wedge here? Let's suppose I could, but I don't know if I really like that trend line for a falling wedge. Or excuse me, a rising wedge. Yeah, that's more just kind of a parallel upwards channel. So the pullback, the question becomes, this 21 EMA, the green line here. Once more, the 21 EMA, is it a perfect golden holy grail indicator? No, those don't exist. But is it something that's maybe worth at least considering? I think so. Here's our latest example of how the price really does seem to respect it. So I could be interested with a pullback down to that. I can get rid of that line now. It served its purpose. So we'll see if it does want to come down to there or not. But yeah, right now, just slow, kind of steady grind. Hey, if you are enjoying, as always, hit that like button. I think we got a great chance at 200 likes. I will say if this is going to go beyond the 2-hour mark, or excuse me, beyond the 3-hour mark, we definitely need to be up to at least 200 likes. So we have about 45 minutes to get 40 likes. So if you have not hit the like button yet and you are enjoying, then make sure you hit that like button. Little bit of a pullback here. But not enough for me to really get interested in anything. What's a tick chart looking like? I don't know. I guess... I don't know. Let me... We have that line. Yeah, we are starting to get a bit of a rising wedge. I would not call that like an A+ rising wedge, but it's starting to kind of flex its muscles a little bit. So I could see this maybe being some sort of need for a bigger move to the downside here, pull back, maybe to the lower part of that trend line. Which account do you recommend to start with? The HK, it's really just a matter of what do you think is going to benefit you most. I mean, it's everything is just pros and cons. With the 25K, you only need to make $1,500, but they only give you $1,500 that you can lose. On the 50K, yes, you have to make more, but you get yourself another $500 within wiggle room to the downside. So yeah, you ask 10 different prop firm traders that, you're probably going to get 10 different answers. I don't really know. Might be worth. Well, I also say this. if we just operate under the premise that you're going to blow an account, because that's just part of it, doesn't mean you're a bad trader. The best prop firm traders I know blow accounts. So if you're going to blow an account, it's really just a question of what do you want your next $100 to be? Because with Take Profit Trader, who is a prop firm I'm recommending, your next account, when you quote unquote buy it back to try again, will be $100. Regardless of the purchasing power, it will be $100. So maybe the better question is this: when it's time to spend your second $100, do you want that second $100 to be getting you $25,000 in purchasing power or $50,000? So I don't know. Maybe that's a way you could look at it. That's also when I look at things of with that logic. Well, maybe the 150K is the best. Again, if you're operating under the premise that you're going to blow that account, just because that's part of it, when it comes back to that, you know, the price to get it back for the $100. I mean, do you want that $100 to, that same $100 to be getting you 150K in purchasing power, or 50K or 25K? So, but ultimately, yeah, you're gonna have to figure out what makes most sense in your mind. But those are kind of my general thoughts on it. My only hardcore thought is use code Clay. Code Clay. That's my only hardcore thought. So you can get the discount, which is 30% off, and then 0 activation fee. So price to get account back is $100. Correct. Yes, that is known as a reset. Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So it sounds like you're kind of already familiar with some of the lingo. Exactly. The reset fee is $100. I'm getting tempted to potentially get short a pair with the idea of, is this a rising wedge and is this the top part of the pattern? Perfect. We'll use code Clay. Thank you. My kids, thank you. My kids will get some medicine. We'll all get healthy. Then I can feed the kids again. But in all seriousness, if you have somebody else that you want to support, use their code. That's totally fine. But if you are, if you enjoy the live stream, want to support it, then yes, code Clay is a way for you to, like I said, get the deal, get the promotion, but also support the channel. All right. Well, still watching very closely. I want to see if it does actually want to get up to that yellow line there. Thinking about a potential short, but like I said, want to see if the price can get up to that level. Or is it just going to pull back here now? Well, it looks like it is indeed pulling back. So maybe the rising wedge is kicking in a little bit. Now, the ultimate quote-unquote, kick in for the pattern to play out is if the price comes down here and breaks to the downside of the pattern. But right now, it's just, technically speaking, it may just be staying within the, within the rising wedge itself. But as I was mentioning earlier, at least I think I was mentioning, I would not call this any sort of like A+ rising wedge pattern. But I'd still call it a rising wedge pattern, which is, again, a bearish pattern. Not bearish in the sense of, am I like, forecasting for some epic collapse to come? But to see this pull back here, not the most shocking thing. Even if the price were to come down here and break through it, I don't think anybody would necessarily be shocked by that either. Quiet chat today. Quiet chat. Maybe I got to bring the kids back on. The kids light up the chat box. Maybe that's the key. Bring the kids back on. Uh-oh. Well, no, is there news at 1 o'clock? It looked like it was about to get a little bit jiggy for a second. Now, what does have me a little worried about shorting this trendline break is not that far below the trendline break is a purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. Oh, is there a bond auction today? We better check that. KX, hey, how you doing? No. Oh, yeah. 1 o'clock is a bond auction. All right. Yeah, we got to be careful of that. Who just alerted that? Thank you, Force Fed. Yeah, so a couple days ago, the bond auction almost punched my face in because I forgot about it, and there's a big old spike. Right now, seemingly nothing. I mean, there has been a little bit of uptick in volume here, but nothing crazy. But yeah, I'm going to sit this one out for now just in case there's a kind of a delayed spike. Oh, boy. You should unban and no way. Like he emailed me again. I was like, man, seriously, stop emailing me. Like I'm officially creeped out. Yeah. The 10-year is usually the one that people do care about more. That's the one that like mortgages and stuff like that are tied more to. But yeah, it's still a little iffy when it's just a bond auction in general. But yes, the 10-year is the one that I've always, for those of you that have been around, you know that I've preached that several times. A key indicator that I would say matters the most from an economic standpoint, I would argue, is this one right here. Where did it go? Bonds. The higher that 10-year bond goes, the more and more shaky things become, for sure. But yeah, if that can drop, that's more of a good sign. But yeah, if that bond keeps creeping up, things can get a little leery. Long on the trend line, I mean, you could. I mean, yeah, in all theory, you could get long at the trend line, stop down below the purple line. I don't think I'm going to do it, but would I accuse you of like behaving irrationally or just doing something totally randomly? No. I would not accuse you of that. Oh, that reminds me. I got to do a flip day today. I got to do a flip. Some of you are probably asking, wait, what is a flip? What are you talking about? Somebody remind me in the chat. Clay, you still have to do your flip day. I don't want to do it quite yet. But yes, I got to do a flip day in one of my accounts. Not quite. We are just good listeners. Hey, it's hard to argue against somebody that's trying to listen intently. Hi, Clay. What do you think about Uber? Are you bullish? I have no idea because I have no idea what category you're in. Are you asking from a swing trading standpoint? Are you asking from a day trader standpoint? Are you asking from an investor standpoint? So, Dario, I would submit based off the fact, and I say this with all due respect, given the fact that you just left yourself open to being severely misled, you probably shouldn't be in it at all. Because the fact that you don't know to kind of classify what context you're asking that question from tells me you're probably pretty new, which is fine, but it seems as though you're so new to the point where you shouldn't even be in it. So that would be my reply. Because again, what do I mean you're opening yourself up to danger? Well, what happens if you're asking from an investing standpoint and then I give you my thoughts from a day trading standpoint? Like, what do you care about as an investor, what a day trader thinks about Uber? Or what happens if you're asking from a day trading standpoint, but I'm actually giving you an answer from a swing trade perspective? Like, it doesn't matter. So like I said, that's the quickest way for somebody to tell me that they shouldn't even be in the market is when they ask me this. What do you think about, and then insert whatever. It's like, all right, you definitely should not have any real money in the market because you're not even thinking to provide enough context to ask within the right framework. Well, Dario, my answer stays the same. I probably shouldn't be in the markets. Like the fact that you didn't know to quantify that. Because what happens, Dario? Seriously, you're asking from an investing standpoint. What happens if I assumed you were asking from the category of day trading? Like I could have very realistically like just told you do some really dumb things. UPS is coming off the bottom. Great divvy stock. Yeah, I do own some UPS in my dividend portfolio. But as far as day trading Uber or day trading UPS, no way. Total waste. Day trading stocks is hideous. And this comes from somebody that has day traded stocks for a very, very long time. There are more efficient ways. So when I say hideous, I do not mean that you cannot make money day trading stocks. What I am saying is you're just being inefficient with your capital. You're taking on too much risk. What do I think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, you're going to have to specify. Which are we talking about, the new ones or the old school ones? Again, context. You got people, you got to give context. Context builds clarity. In general, I'm a fan. But if you're asking about like the most recent ones, no. If you're talking about 1992 or 94, whenever that first one came out, yes. What area will the bond information affect today? Good question. Good question. OG TMT is amazing. New era, yeah, not so much. In fact, complete heart. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, I could see a short here. Again, I don't like it because, unfortunately, this 50 period is right below the trend line. So to short the trend line, you could very realistically find yourself in a spot where it breaks the trend line and then bounces right in your face right off of that 50 period moving average. So it's hard to want to take a short here just because. Now, if it looked like, well, let me cook real quick. If it looked like this, let me cook. If it looked like that, I'd love it. If it was just like an open spot where there's no 50 period moving average, that would be beautiful. But the fact that it is there has me worried. Now, it doesn't mean that it'll bounce. I'm just saying why I personally would not be interested in taking that trade. Because in my mind, there seems to be at least a realistic chance that it could bounce from that purple line like it's doing right now. So I would not want to be short at this moment. I wouldn't call you crazy. It's run up enough, it seems. Well, right now we're getting a hammer at that area. Still may fail, but yeah, I'd be feeling a little nervous right now. But right now it is knocking on the door of the bottom part of this rising wedge, which, as I mentioned several minutes ago, it is a bearish pattern. Does not mean that the price is going to roll over, but now when I say roll over, I mean like full-blown crash. But, would it be shocking if this thing pulled back to right here? It would not. So much so that I could very well, I could easily see myself interested in getting long down at that level right there. Can you give your thoughts on gold? It has fallen quite a bit. Maybe in a little bit. Right now, I want to keep my eyes on this. But yes, you got to think that the shorts that took that trend line break, getting a little nervous. Now, whether or not they were using the 2-minute time frame, I don't know. But as somebody that does use the 2-minute, I would say, well, I can see why you're nervous. But if you're using the 2-minute, you'd be seeing that right now that your problem, your big hang up, is that 50 period moving average. Well, Clay, if you think it could bounce, why don't you go long? Well, I do think it could bounce very well, but I do also think that this could be the start of a bigger break to the downside, meaning I'm basically at coin flip territory right now. And as a trader, I don't consider a coin flip any sort of edge, so I just got to sit this one out. I got to do the SOH order. Type in the chat if you know what SOH is. This is the most powerful order out there. SOH. What is the SOH order? The most powerful order in the market. Very good. Total Construction. Stephanie. Did you ever give me an answer, Stephanie? Are you cousins with Hoover? Yeah, sit on hands. Sometimes the hardest order to do, but oftentimes the most powerful order. Sense of humor. Oh, we got a wise guy here. Oh, you're not cousins? Okay. All right, well, there is. Now, to be fair, depending on the shorts, if they did choose to scalp, probably enough room here for a scalp out. Remember, I had that one trade earlier where it would have been a green trade had I chosen to scalp, but I chose not to, and then it cost me. So to be fair to some people, the scalpers that took that short, they probably had a green trade. Now, the people that were waiting for more of a breakdown, yeah, those people right now are a little bit, they might be starting to say, I probably should have scalped. Because right now it's looking like that was indeed not the most enthusiastic breakdown of the pattern. So much so that I may look to get long here. That'd be a super tight stop. Yeah. All right. 94. Yeah. Like 6. Yeah. Nope. Buy. Sell. Actually, let's do this. I want to see it come down and then come back up, and I'll buy actually up here. Yeah? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, no, we're not doing anything right now.
No, we're not doing anything.
Who's with you?
Fay.
Just you, Fay?
Yeah.
Oh, and Fay Trader?
Yeah.
Yeah, not right now. You guys can come back in a bit, though.
Okay. I just need to grab.
Oh, you got to grab something? Okay. Yeah, I am interested in buying up here if it wants to come back up through this area right here. And my stop will be down here. See if this wants to work its way back up. Like I said, I'm not willing to buy unless it wants to show me some power, show me some strength, and come up and hit that green line right there. But right now, it's apparently heading back down. I don't know, maybe, perhaps that's the buy right there. But in this situation, I'd like a little bit of confirmation. And it's got to be on this candle too. So as soon as this can, okay. All right, I'll cancel that out for now, but we'll see how it continues to. Just entered short, 303, stop loss at 308. Hey, I like that, Danny. I like how you're mapping everything out. No armchair quarterbacking, no speaking in hindsight. You have told us everything before it has happened. That's some good stuff right there. Nothing but respect there. So for anybody that does want to, make a comment, the most credible comments are where you tell us your entry point, your stop, and then your target before the prices get to there. I mean, you can, if you want, show up and tell us, oh, yeah, well, I bought right here and then I sold right here. I mean, okay, I guess we can trust you, but hopefully you understand our skepticism of why we're like, oh, okay, I mean, maybe. But if you're showing up and you called out this right here as an entry point when the price was still over here and you called up there as a target, then at that point it's like, all right, that's a great call. Brought to you by CTU. That's right. Danny T is a student of my mentorship. So he's looking for this rising wedge to get more push down. Where's your target at, Danny? Where did you get in at? 303? Oh, I'd assume you probably took some profits off. If you only had a 5-point stop, it's definitely gone more than 5 points in your favor by now. Yeah, you got short right here at 303. It's so far down, gone down as low as 90. So you've already gotten 13 points in your favor. So 5-point risk with 13 points in your favor. I would hope you've taken some profits off the table. Maybe got your stop loss at long at 248. Hold to the break of highs, stop loss at 220. All right, there you go. And I will say, even if you're wrong, anybody that's wrong giving these sorts of alerts, nothing but respect for me because we're all wrong as traders. That's just part of it. But the fact that you're willing to throw yourself out there, kind of throw your hat in the ring, like I said, nothing but respect. But like I said, to show up and tell us how, this and this, and I did this and I did this, and it's all broad statements. There's not any really finer tuned details. It's like, okay, thanks for chiming in, but not the most credible thing. Yeah, Mark is never wrong. You can never be wrong if you don't use a stop loss. I think that's the holy grail strategy. I am out for 40 bucks, 3 micros. Good job, Danny. And that's on your new Take Profit Trader account. I will say this, Danny. I think you're going to have a much better experience than your previous prop firm. I will say that. And that I think you're going to figure out real quick why I do recommend Take Profit Trader, because it's just so much cleaner. It's very, very clean, and that's always a good thing. As a reminder, we got to get this up to 200 likes before the 3-hour mark, so we have 25 minutes to get 25 likes. I've kind of lost track of things, but for those of you that are maybe new, I've live streamed up to 4 hours before. Who knows? Potentially I go longer, but I'll only live stream as long as I know people are interested, and I measure people's interest via that like button. So if you are enjoying, if you are finding value, make sure you hit that like button, because as that drifts up, then I'll keep the stream going. So, and I would like to definitely get this up to 200 likes by the 3-hour time. So I'm getting a little nervous right now, as we're kind of somewhat far away, but we'll see if we can make that push up to there or not. Or I guess I'll do $20 in super chats too, because I realize some people have already used their like. So if people want to super chat it, I can use, like I said, if somebody has a better suggestion on how to quantify people's interest levels, let me know. But in my mind, the only ways I know right now are through super chats and likes. Usually I don't ask for the super chats though, just because the likes are plenty. But in this situation, it's looking a little sketchy. Do you have decent income from streaming? Curious on how you resume stream. Yeah, this is an income stream. Yep. Did you send a link to the webinar? If you'd like to join the webinar tonight, I can. I'll give you the link right now. Here you go for the free webinar this evening. If you want to check it out, there you go. Still potentially interested in in going long, but like I said, I'm not interested until the price wants to show me a little bit of strength here. And right now, if anything, it's gold is boring compared to this stuff. There is gold going through a pretty crazy move right now. Yeah, gold. So there we go. My thoughts on gold. Well, it just broke down through this bear pennant. So, yeah, gold's getting having a rough day, it seems. Well, a good day if you're short. Yeah. And it's so again, what was this? This was the rising wedge pattern. The rising wedge has fully kicked it into gear. And let's see. That was a pattern that I had drawn. Not the most beautiful rising wedge, but got rejected from this area, came back down, bounced off that a little bit, broke through. Because of that 50 period, kind of got hung up around here, but is now finally bleeding that much more down through it. Do you trade gold, AJ? So I don't even know what you meant. You said look at gold. Like, are you telling me to look at the gold futures or look gold like GLD? So where do you stand in regards to the gold? All right, 180s. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better. We need 15 more likes. We got to factor in the JJ effect. So 15 more likes in the next 22 minutes to keep this have this go beyond the 3-hour mark. So we'll see if that can happen or not. But yeah, we'll have to see if this wants to come up here. I mentioned earlier that I was interested at this pink line down here. And I am still interested. We've got to see if it wants to make a push to the downside here. Try to get down towards that pink line, which is at about 260. Oh, flip day. I've got to do my flip day. Okay, so real quick, to set up context, because I know some people are like, what's a flip trade? What's a flip day? Within the prop firm world, you've got to just very quickly, you pick out an account purchasing power, and then you've got to pass the test. And then after you pass the test, you move into your pro phase, and your pro account is where you can start to make money. So I do have pro accounts, but I'm also working on passing more. Like I said, I don't want to get into all that. Well, point being is this test phase here is a minimum of 5 days. Now, you can make the money in less than 5 days, but it's still got to be 5 days worth of trading. So this is a 50K account. So the profit target here is 3,000. So let me do this real quick. Again, I'll show you what a flip day looks like, but also kind of build context. Let's see. Bring this over here. Okay, let me bring this down. Got to be careful. I don't want to reveal. There we go. There we go. All right. So right here is this test account that I'm doing, and this is behind the scenes of what Take Profit Trader looks like and how the test works. So how am I doing? Well, you can see traded days, like I mentioned, you've got to do at least 5 days. So far I am on 4 days. But notice what you see here. Profit target is 3,000. I'm up 3,040. And I actually accomplished that in 3 days. So you can see here my results of the test phase. Day 1, 1454. Day 2, 717. Day 3, 870. And then yesterday was minus 50 cents. Now, what's up with this? Well, that was a flip trade. Because right now, I still need to, tell the software that I've traded for 5 days. But once you hit your profit target, which what happened right here on day 3, you don't want to go out there and just still keep trading as normal, because you could risk losing money, pushing yourself down below that 3,000 mark, and all of a sudden you've unpassed the test. So you don't want to do that. But again, you still have to log days. And all prop firms have a variation of this. But if you ever hear a prop firm trader talking about a flip day, this is what they're referring to. So they have to go do, I need a flip day, so I've got to go make a flip trade. So what is a flip trade? How do you do it? It's very anticlimactic, but this is the context of why I need to do it, because again, I'm on day 4, so I still need one more day. I still need one of these flip trades to, to now chalk up day number 5, and then I'll be able to, upgrade this account into a pro account. So that is the context of everything. So when you get to the pro account, does it reset to, yes, yeah, it goes back to 50K, correct. All right. So what is a flip day? Well, a flip day, like I said, you just got to make a quick trade. Actually, let me go to, there we go. So what you want to do for a flip day is, number 1, you want to go to MNQ. You could go to MES something, but you just want to go to one of the M's. So MNQ, the M standing for micro. Very, much smaller movement, where if you did the NQ. So you want to go, in my situation, MNQ. If you trade ES, then you'd want to do the MES, for example. So you want to go here, and then the next thing is you only want to make this one, right? We're trying to make this as low risk as possible, because any money we make, it doesn't do us any good, because right now you're in the test phase, and once you hit the profit target, that doesn't mean anything other than you've hit the profit target. So step 1, we got to make this 1. And then all you're going to want to do is you want to do market orders as quick as possible. Now, I'm using Tradeovate, but this would be whatever platform you're using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the market. I'm going to click that button, and then I'm going to hit that button as fast as I can. So, and now if the price is exploding, don't do it at that point. But right now, you can see the price barely ain't do anything. So I highly doubt I'm going to lose anything more than $40. Why is $40 important? Well, again, if we look over here, I am at 3,040. So if I were to lose more than $40.50, I would drop down below the $3,000 level, which means I've now unpassed the test, which I'm not looking to do, because right now I'm passed. I just need to fulfill the requirement of that 5-day period. So that's where and why the $40 area is important. And with one MNQ, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to do it. So all I'm going to do here, again, flip trade, I'm going to buy this, and then as fast as I can, I'm going to click that. Here we go. Here comes the flip trade. Buy, sell. There we go. So I lost a little bit on that trade, but it doesn't matter. Now day number 5 has officially happened. I have traded for 5 days. So now tomorrow the account will be eligible for a pro account. And then once you move into that pro account area, that's where when you begin to make money, you get to keep that money and have money sent to your bank account. We are 12. I'm getting nervous now. We're still 13 likes away from putting us up over 200. And if we want the live stream to go beyond the 3-hour mark, we need either $20 in super chats or 13 more likes. So if you still have a like and have not used it and you want to keep the party going, make sure you do that. So you have 5 days to pass the test phase. No. You can take as long as you want to pass the test, but the minimum is 5 days. I do tell everybody, don't rush, but make sure you don't take longer than a month, because you can take 10 months to pass the test, but I don't want you to have to pay that fee every month of $119. But if you pass within the month, well, then the nice thing here is that once you go from the test into the pro, there is 0 more monthly fee. So that's why I say you don't have to get it done in 5 days. 5 days is just the minimum. But I would definitely say try to aim to get it done within a month so that you don't have to pay that monthly fee anymore. 197. All right, we're making a run. We're bottom for UNH. Dong, why do you keep wasting your time with stocks? Why are you doing that? Dong, let me ask you this. Why are you, and I literally mean you're wasting your time, you're wasting your capital, you're operating inefficiently. Why are you trading stocks, Dong? Why? Why? It mathematically makes no sense. There we go. So that account is done. Good. So that is officially passed, assuming I don't mistakenly trade it and then lose $40. I'm interested in I'm going to get rid of these lines here. I think they've served their purpose for now. We'll start afresh here. But maybe I'm interested in a long. We'll see what happens. All right, 4 more likes. 4 more likes in 14 minutes. I think we can do that. So again, if we want to keep the stream going beyond the 3-hour mark, got to get up over 100. Oh, I mean, I personally think Take Profit Trader is better than Apex, but that's my opinion. One reason other that I think a lot of people don't really understand, another reason why I say Take Profit Trader is good for the beginner prop firm trader is their payment policy. Some prop firms, you can make $5,000, but then they'll be like, and this is after you get into the pro account, but you get into the pro phase and then you make $5,000. You're like, okay, yeah, you made $5,000, but you can only request money every couple of weeks. And then of the $5,000, you're only able to request $2,000. Now, this does not make them scams. They pay and all that. But in my mind, there's a little bit of friction. Like, wait, what? I can only request money every couple of weeks, and then I can't even request what I made? But with Take Profit Trader, once you get into the pro account, you can request money whenever you want, and you can request all $5,000. You can request money every single day, and they'll send money to you every single day. Other prop firms, that's not the case. So sure, sometimes Take Profit Trader is a little bit maybe more expensive up front, but that depends on the deals. But in my opinion, at least, the more expense is well worth that flexibility when it comes to paying. Is it possible, guys? Can someone answer my question? What is your question? Oh, there it is. I just started learning about trading, and I want to know where I should start. It's possible someone could answer me. Right here. I think this will be a good place to start. And good timing, as I'm offering this literally tonight. So there you go. I would encourage you to get signed up for this free webinar that I'm offering tonight. As somebody that is brand new, just getting started. Check that out. Once you pass the test phase, is there a charge for the pro account? Yes, normally, but if you use code CLAY, there isn't. Because the way it works is, like I said, normally you pay, you choose your purchase price, or your purchase power. And again, code CLAY, 30% off. And then other prop firms, same with Take Profit, is when you go from the test to the pro, prop firms will offer some sort of, most of them call it an activation fee, meaning you have to activate your test into a pro. And Take Profit is usually $130 for this. But right now, with the current promotion, it's 30% off your account and $0 activation fee. So it's actually a really good deal right now, as there is no more money to upgrade. So yes, JD, sometimes there is a charge. That is true. But that'll depend on the prop firm itself. But as far as Take Profit Trader, the one I'm using and recommending at this moment in time, if you use code CLAY, then no, there is not anymore. There's not another charge or anything. Why do you have videos analyzing stocks? Why do you think so, Rob? Take a guess. I bet you're a smart guy and can figure it out. I'll tell you why, but I want you to think, because I think if you put in a little brain power, I bet you can figure out that answer. What is the difference between sim and live? Live means you're making money from the market itself. Sim means you're making money from the prop firm. All right, Emmy. Well, about time, my friend. So I'll see you tonight then. Hey, we are 2 likes away. Let's just get this monkey off our back. Let's hit that 200 like mark. and that'll ensure that we take this beyond the 3-hour mark. So hit 2 more likes. 2 more likes. There we go. We need the JJ effect, though. Whoa, rolling over here, rolling over. You're welcome, JD. I was more interested down around this pink line to potentially try to go long. We'll see if it wants to come down some more. And I am going to be interested to see how the price behaves. I'm not going to just try to step in front of any sort of falling knife and just buy right there. Hussam, I don't know. If you just attend the webinar. Attend the webinar and then ask me that question, because in the webinar that I just sent you a link to, there is a question and answers at the end. Ask me that question then, and I can answer that more accurately. That's right, I forgot. Apex Trades is at what? At 2048 is, I can't remember. Oh, their stop loss was at like 220 or something like that. I double dare you not to use a stop loss in future. Oh, yeah, no, exactly. I mean, yeah, there's been people that don't use stop losses, and they're just not around very long. Yeah, exactly, Emmy. No, I don't day trade stocks. No. As I've said before, it's a very sinister plot. I am still doing those stock analysis videos because I want to bring stock day traders onto this live stream so I can smack them upside the head and say, hey, there's a better way. You don't have to day trade stocks. You don't have to day trade penny stocks. You don't have to day trade small cap stocks. There is a better way. There is a more efficient way. Let me tell you about Pam's plan. All right, let's see how the price behaves down here. So that is why I am trying to funnel in options day traders, stock day traders, so I can make them aware of a literal, provable, better idea. So that's a win for them. They're getting the better idea. It's a win for me because if they use code CLAY, I can feed my kids. So that is the epitome of a win-win deal. Hey, we are over 200. Very good. So that's why. A very sinister plot. Said, well, I wouldn't have been filled anyways because it technically never did hit that pink line. It got close, but let's see if it wants to try to give me maybe some sort of indecision candles here that make me think. Yeah, but I asked him why do you think that I still do those stock analysis videos, and he said because I still trade stock. So that's what he meant in that context. All right, we'll see. Let's see how it wants to behave around this area. Now you're good. We get a couple more, then I could have a nice straightforward entry point. Could have a nice straightforward stop loss. What time is it? Yeah. Or is this the start of one of these afternoon bleeds? All the gains. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to talk myself out of this. I keep forgetting. Who remembers this move here? Within the context of this move here, we've barely pulled back at all, in all actuality. You know what? I think I'm going to talk myself out of that long-sided trade. Because again, context-wise, remember this move from earlier today. From here all the way up to here. So we have, as far as this big move here, we've barely pulled back at all with that. So I could see this being the backside of this move. So if anything, maybe I'm looking to get short here now. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it won't be the first time. That's what stop losses are for. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass on being, bullish bias. Let's see if I can get something maybe from the short side of things here. Because, like I said, from that reference point, we are still very, very high up. Ryan, invest. I'm not sure what that's in regards to, Ryan. Maybe I missed a previous message, but yeah, I don't know what you mean by invest. All right. I'm changing my bias. I am now going to be more so short biased for the reasons just discussed. But let's get that trend line into play. If this thing can putz around here a little bit more, and then get the break. I like that because the lower, if I use this trend line as my stop, the further the price goes this way, the lower my stop becomes, and then the tighter my risk profile becomes, which means the less money I'd have to risk. So I always like that. How can I put myself in a spot where the least amount of money is being risked, but I seem to have good logical upside potential, or I suppose from the short side standpoint, downside potential. So the longer it can stay up above this line without violating that level, that's gonna make things very attractive. So as of right now, I want to see if the price can remain down below that pink line, or excuse me, the yellow line. Again, the further the price goes this way, that means the lower and lower this trend line is coming. And if I'm going to use that trend line as my stop, then that means my box is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And if that box represents my risk, well, then yes, I would like my risk to be as small as possible. Now, sometimes that'll cause you to miss the trade, right? Because if this thing decides to all of a sudden just boop down, well, then I missed out on what could have been a winning trade. Trump's going to speak again? Man.
How's your throat?
Oh, I'm all set. I still got my tea. Thanks. New Pope is talking, so it's probably safe from Trump for a bit. Apparently not. Because I guess Trump is going to start talking about air traffic controlling or something. Danny's in for another trade. He's short at 285. Where's 285? Oh, nice one. Stop is at 292. All right, we'll see what happens for Danny. I love it, though, Danny. Letting us know ahead of time everything. Nothing but respect there. Nothing but respect. No armchair quarterbacking. No letting us know what things already happened. I love it. All right. Like I said, ideal. If this comes down on this candle, unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to take that trade. I want to see it. I want to see it drag out a little bit more and then come down. So if that causes me to miss the trade, then so be it. So be it, Billy. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking this. I'm liking it. Just stay above the pink line. A phone call from the president on a speaker on phone to him. Yeah. There it is. You know, whatever you think of the guy, I think all sides have to agree he likes to be in front of the media, right? Like he is not being, you can't accuse the guy of not doing press conferences and this, that, and the other. Whatever you think of him, that would be one thing that I would think. I'm well aware he's quite the polarizing figure, but I would hope that both sides can find the common ground that by no means is he not going out there and publicly talking. Now, some people might say, yeah, but he's publicly talking about dumb things. That's not the argument. The common ground is he loves to get out there and talk publicly. That would be the common ground. Whether it's good or bad use of the public talking, that's where people are going to depart ways. All I'm saying is I would hope that everybody could agree that the man likes to get out there and publicly talk. All right. I'm not going to have this turn into a political. So ace trade, just calm down. We don't have to turn this into a political. Again, I'm just trying to find a common ground. There's no need to escalate it to further than that. We can talk economics, but I'm not looking for the chat to turn into some sort of clown fiesta of politics. Well, I mean, again, if I'm going to talk politics, I will be sure I rip politicians in general, right down the middle, all of them. That way we all are sticking on the common ground. Switzerland is a neutral people. They're surrounded. Okay, here's some geograph. Why is Switzerland neutral? They are surrounded by something. What are these somethings called? Why is Switzerland always historically been neutral? Here we go. There's our history question of the live stream. Have not done any movie trivia. We'll do some geography and history. He must be coming in to say something about India versus Pakistan. I mean, is that really a war yet, or is that just like a skirmish? I don't know. I don't. What language are they using? Come on, what? How do people not know this? I thought this was a gimme. How is this a gimme? No, I would never get elected. I would run on the basis of Social Security needs to be cut ASAP. Well, not cut. Social Security ages or Social Security age needs to be required or moved up. So, like, my policy would be, if you're under 45, then yeah, you're not getting Social Security until, you know, age whatever it is. But that doesn't get politicians. If you go at Social Security and entitlement programs, yeah, you gone. So I'd be gone before I ever got started. So there is no political history in my future. Correct. Mountains. Does anybody know what these mountains are called? What are the mountains that surround Switzerland called? Very good. The Alps. Yes, that is why they can be neutral. Have you ever seen pictures of the Alps? Can you ever imagine? Well, maybe today it changed a little bit if you can start to launch stuff from space. But, like, through the course of history of war, can you imagine, like, tanks and stuff like that, like, trying to get, like, it's insane. It's crazy. The Alps are no joke. I'm liking the setup. As I mentioned, I just wanted to continue to putz around, stay above this area, stay down below here. So I'm liking it. It is uninvadable. Especially now, I think if Russia and Ukraine has taught us anything, yeah, there's like drones and stuff like that. But at the time, if you're going to like try to take over a country, there does apparently need to be some sort of ground component. And a ground component into Switzerland, whew. Well, yes. Was that an AI generation, Apex trades? Yeah, yes. We all know that that's their longstanding policy. The question is, why are they able to do that? That was the actual question. Yes, we all agree that that is their policy, but why was my trivia question. Why are they able to implement that policy? Thoughts on bear pennant forming? Did you just ask that, Apple? Did you just get off a work phone call? I literally have been talking about this pattern now for like the past 30 minutes. Are you able to switch to buy and sell colors, or is that the standard for all? I don't know. I do not know. In my mind, I like green as buy, red as sell. That makes sense in my mind. If it doesn't in yours, I don't know if you can change them or not. Well, and I believe that you're into history, Apex Trades, because you did say that is their policy, which I agree with. That is their policy. My point was, why are they able to have that policy? Because they can sit there and be like, if you don't like our policy, come invade us. Oh, sorry, there's these things called the Swiss Alps that surround us. Have fun driving your tanks and everything else over those. Has military bases inside those mountains, and they could launch the army from. Oh, really? I did not know that. That's intense. That's pretty cool. All right, I stay above it. Stay above it for me, buddy. I'm still not quite ready to take you. Give me a couple more candles, but please do not. Come on, bounce back up. Bounce back up. Now, if you're taking this trade short, I don't blame you. But I'm not going to do it. I want to see a little bit more consolidation here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's right. Come back up. Come back up. You've had the live stream muted. That's disrespectful, man. That's disrespectful. How could you mute my songbird-like voice? All right, good. Coming back up. Like I said, I want to see this stay up here a little bit more, and then I'll take it, stop above the trend line, and we'll see if we can get some party to the downside. Yesterday, I think it was, I had what I thought was a beautiful breakout. It broke out, and then it collapsed. So, which was actually another good reason and another example of why you want to use stop losses. So, fake breakdowns, fake breakouts exist, but just because it happens to you doesn't mean that one of them can't quite work out. So good. So far, so good. It bounced off it. What I would love to see is for the price to come up here and then get rejected back down. That would be very ideal. It's bouncing off the 200 SMA on the 2,000 tick chart. I don't use that one. I use 1,000. There we go. Yeah, come on up. Come on up for Cletus. Come on now. Like I said, maybe I'm being extra picky, but I'd love to see it come up, consolidate a little bit more, and then boom. But I also, if you're like, Clay, I think you're overthinking this. I'm getting short. The next time it breaks there, hey, I see the logic. May hindsight be our judge on whether or not I overthought it or whether or not you didn't think deep enough into it. The only way we can figure that out is we're going to have hindsight be the judge of that. But I would not call you crazy. I would not call you irrational. If you were somebody that's like, I'm short and the next time it breaks you there. Nothing but respect for me. Because I see what you're looking at. That's good. That's logic. I don't see you acting like a degen, so that's always a good thing. I am sure that you have answered this many times. Oh boy. Why do you not trade multiple accounts? Does it not make just because I haven't built up to that point yet. I still consider myself relatively new to the prop firm space. And I am in no massive rush. So that's the main reason. I don't really have any sort of massive motivation to do that. All right, this is good. It's bouncing back up. Come up even a little bit more. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm liking it. Oh, I got to get this to 3 too. Come on. This is good. This is good. Again, even for the people that shorted right there, I'm assuming they're still in the trade. They're a little annoyed because I shorted right there. I'm assuming their stop loss is probably somewhere up around there. So it's not like they're knocked out of the trade or anything. They're just kind of annoyed right now. They got to sit down. They got to sit through a little bit of pain here. But oh boy, I might get a little spicy here. If this can come up here and get rejected, I'm gonna get short ahead of time. But it's got to first come up and then come back down. What EMA are the purple and green line? If there's one thing that's gonna make me retire from live streaming, it's what are those lines on your chart represent? I only answer that like 487 times. That is the one thing that may push me over the edge. What's the solution? Like, should I have some? I don't know. How do I deal with that? How can I just answer? How can I just show people the answer to that without having to like literally answer it? What is the solution? I just want to take the opportunity to thank you for your work. We humans don't compliment each other very often. The world could use more of that for sure, but you really do good. Oh, thank you, Ace Trades. That's very kind. Trying my best. I'm a flawed individual, though, so yeah, sometimes I fail miserably. But I'm trying my best to just hear people out, try to have a conversation where everybody's speaking in clarity. Somebody's like, why are you nitpicking words? I nitpick words because words matter. Words are how clarity is gained, and once you gain clarity is how you can have a productive conversation. But it's hard to have a productive conversation if you don't actually understand what the other person is saying. So yes, I have been accused of nitpicking words, but I don't do that to like nitpick. I do it to nitpick because I want clarity. No, I mean which number EMA is the purple line. Yeah, no, I realize that's what you mean, AJ. That's what I'm telling you. I answer that question like 500 times a day. That's what I'm saying. I full well understand what you're saying, my friend. The purple line is the 50 period simple moving average. The green line is the 21 exponential moving average. The pink line is the 200 period simple moving average. The dotted yellow line is the VWAP. So what is the solution, chat? How can I like do something where, okay, we're right at the top. Now we want a rejection here. Screenshot all the indicators from it and put it at the top. How do I do that? Like put it at the top of where? No, the top's got to be where the code is. That's how I feed my kids, Jeffrey. Code Clay, that's how I feed my kids. I'm not going to put it up there. I got to feed my kids. If he's asking you is because he doesn't see your live. Well, no, I realize that. I'm just saying people show up throughout the live stream and ask the same question. So I'm just saying, how can I answer that question without actually having to verbally answer it? Don't you dare break through there. What would that be? 78. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to look for the rejection off this line. Because even if it doesn't come down through here, that's still give me plenty of wiggle room for a profit. But I don't want this to push up anymore because that's going to change my risk profile too much. No, stop going up. It's okay for now. suppose I could come up this a little bit more now. Looking for a rejection off this trend line, ideally down to that pink line. And then at that point, I'd still be plenty in the green where it wouldn't even matter if it broke down or not. So right now, looking to try to play a trend line rejection. But I need to see some sort of rejection here. Right now, is this actually going to be a breakout? Oh, but I like this pattern so much. Okay, maybe. Okay. Oh, come on, hit that red line. Okay, I'm in. Stop will be up there. All right. The premise is simple. Is it going to reject off this trend line? I will look to take one off down there. But if this is a genuine breakout, well, then it's going to be a genuine losing trade. Again, my stop is at that green line up there. It's not looking so good right now for me. Is this webinar often? It'll be recorded, Husam, so it'll still be sent to you. So still sign up for it. All right, we'll see if this rejection wants to happen or not. We'll see if it does actually want to come back down to this level here. But like I said, I will, even if it goes down there and bounces, I'll still have profit right there that I've taken. And I will actually look to take another one off down there. All right, come on now. Come down. Again, I realize this could be a green trade, but I'm not looking for a scalp. I'm looking for this thing to come back down. So yes, I'm well aware that I may be sitting here in hindsight and saying, I should have just chosen to scalp that. Because yeah, I get it. I'm in the green. I was in the green even more than this, but again, I'm not choosing to scalp this. I want to see if it wants to roll down or roll back over some more. And first target is this green line right here. So we'll see if it wants to push down a little bit more. Blue line is just my entry price. Boo, good morning. Literally the indicator menu. I don't know if that's going to work because people are constantly asking, what time frame is this? And I mean, the time frame is right there the entire time. Come on. Very good. So I'll now move my stop right into winning territory here. So this will be a winning trade no matter what now. So let's see if I can get one more target down there. Hit me. Hit me. Oh, you dirty rat. Again, it will be a winning trade regardless because my two remaining that I have right here. There we go. So let's go to 1 and let's put my stop again right here. So now it's okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can actually, let's really play ball. I want this to be a winning trade. So it'll be a very small green trade on this final one. But yeah, let's see if this thing wants to break through this pink line. Come on, Cletus, do it. So I do want this to be a winning trade. So that's why I have the green line slightly in front of the blue line. That will ensure a winning trade. But right now, I've already locked in profits. Even that final contract will be a green trade. It's just a question of, are we finally going to get the break of that area right there? All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to move down my stop loss here now. There we go. There we go. Moving my stop. Let's see if we can get more of a flush right here. Good. Come on. Keep coming down. Keep coming down so I can move it down some more. Again, notice how big my green line is in front of the blue line. That's because this is the fun part, though, of trading. My only stress right now is how much money am I going to make? I'm in the sweet spot of trading. The only unknown right now is how much money am I going to make? What a great spot to be in. No, don't do it. All right, I'm out. There we go. Thank you, Trendline Rejection. Pope Leo, that sounds funny, like he's from New York. Keep small text in the corner for the EMAs. Yeah, I'll have to think about that some more. But there we go. The trend line held strong. Not only the trend line, but there's also that 21 EMA right there. So it was the double whammy. So that trade worked out very, very nicely. If you're enjoying, if you like those live trades, if you like kind of the explanation behind them, please hit that like button. I'm always still trying to figure out what kind of do people enjoy, what they do not enjoy. Or if you're just enjoying in general and you want to keep this live stream moving, then the way to keep me live, to keep me going is, are people still interested? Or have I begun to waste my time? And I've begun to waste my time if it doesn't look like people are interested. But the only way I know how to gauge people's interest is if that like button continues to creep upwards. So if you are enjoying and you do have a like, make sure you hit that like button. Oh yeah, that's right. Where's your stop at, Apex? You were 248 long. Oh, 220. So Apex's stop is down here. Big stop, but he's also got a pretty big price target where he thinks, oh, yeah, his target is the highs. So, yeah, that's, we'll see what happens. Good rejection drop there. You just now liked Webb? You're not even new here. How do you just now liking? You dirty scoundrel. That's how the armchair quarterbacks feel, Clay. They can't lose. Yeah, exactly. How do you set automatic sell when it reaches your... just clicking, right? Watch. I can click, and I can do a sell or a buy or anything. Dirty rat. Look at that. That movement right there came up, stopped me out, and then it's still just going. And I like that stop. I was up back above that area, which I thought would act as a little area of resistance. It didn't, though. Oh, well. No, I liked a long time ago. Gotcha. All right. Good. Good. 250 is the record. So we could actually put in a new record. This could be a new live stream record with likes, assuming we can push this up to 250. We'll see what happens, though. Ro, that's big risk, bud. Kind of, Kenny, but to be fair to him, he's also got his profit target is way up here. So he's in at 248, and he's looking to get all the way up to here. So if he's, I mean, I would consider him not, he's definitely not a scalper. He's what I would consider like a swing trader, day trader, meaning it sounds like he's willing to hold no problem for the next couple hours if he has to, which is, you know, he's a day trader in the sense of I'm assuming he wants to be in all cash by the end of the day, but a swing trader in the sense of, hey, if he's got to hold a couple hours through the day, so be it. Me, no. I'm not really interested in holding something for 2 hours. In my world, that might as well be like a, like a long-term investment. Did anybody take this trade? Like, not to pat myself on the back, but to sort of pat charts on the back. You heard me all talk about this the entire time. Very nice pattern. I'm glad I did change to bearish. I was thinking bullish at first. I guess to be accurate, if I'd stayed with bullish right there, that would have been fine. I would have gotten a nice bounce, but there we go. Nice. On which account, Jim? Please tell me your pro account. Both pro and test. Oh, copy traded. So my red day is nearly back to green. $457 community is the answer. I'm not sure what that has. 400, yeah. I don't know what that is in reference to. 457. I don't know what that is. Short from 320. Okay, so that's what I mean, Joe. Like that, your alert would carry a lot more weight. Oh, wait. I think you, what was 230 at? 230. Okay. Wait, no. You're short from 320. Oh, yeah. So, and Joe, did you tell us about 320 before it hit 320? That's kind of what I mean. It's like to tell us you're like, it would be way better if you had told us that you're getting short up here, like before the price ever hit 320. But now telling us that you got short at 320, it's like, it's up there in the chat. Okay, cool. Well then, good job, Joe. Very well done. Well, what What if it will go back in that zone? Would be okay to trade it again. What if it will go back in that zone? This zone right here? I'm not sure what zone you're talking about. No, that good stuff, Joe. I didn't realize that you had that order up there way back when. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know your strategy, Simone. So literally impossible for me to say that because I know nothing about your personal risk tolerance. I know nothing about your goals. I know nothing about your strategy. So it is impossible for me to say whether or not it would be okay. The best I can do for you is just say, well, does your strategy say that it's okay? I think Kelvin's upset though. But if I think what his comment is, I think he's a little upset. So yeah, I don't know, Simone. Impossible for me to say. What is your strategy, Simone? Like, what does your strategy suggest? Would it be okay to get short up around here? What are your thoughts on that? Or really, I guess, what is anybody's thoughts? So they start your account over every month? I'm not sure what that's a reference to. But I don't know, Kelvin. You have to drop the chat a question. You never answered my question about what is this 457 community? You never answered that question, so. Homie don't play that. Name what that reference is from. Homie don't play that. I don't get to ask you questions and you ignore me and then you just keep asking me questions. Homie don't play that. Name it. What's the reference? I think 270 area could be resistance for another short. 270. All right. Well, where's your stop loss at then, Force? Man, I'm really revealing my age on that one. Oh, yeah. Anybody that's getting the answer to that, we are the old crusty people of the room. Just so you know, we are the old crusty people that are probably watering our lawn right now, just waiting for a nice little kid to run on our lawn so we can yell at them to get off our lawn. That is what you are doing if you got that one right. I will tell you that right now. You are old and crusty. We call that seasoned. Yeah, that's probably a little. I never claimed to be good at working in like the PR department. PR was probably never my strong suit. I do like your words better. Seasoned. I like that. Old and crusty, probably not the, like I said, the most marketable, the most palatable of terms. You're 29, but my older brother showed me the class. Okay. So your older brother right now is watering his lawn, yelling at kids to get off his lawn. Got it. Came here to see trading, man. Did ya? Well, good. Then you already saw some trading, didn't ya? T&S player. Then you just saw a nice trade, didn't ya? Okay, bouncing back up. My closest neighbor is 3/4 mile away. Don't have to worry about kids on my lawn. Ah, you must live out in the country. Somewhat. I don't know what that person's talking about. Came here to see trading. Well, you just saw trading. I don't know what they're talking about. Kelvin, I'm not going to answer you, and here's exactly why I'm not going to answer you. I asked you one question, you never replied, and then you asked me something, and then I kind of gave you a hard time about why I'm not going to answer it. You didn't reply to that, and now you're asking me another question. So you're definitely not even listening. Like, I think you're in one of the, you're doing what sometimes people I've learned do on live streams. So, say something or ask something, and then they literally, leave. So I'm not going to answer that either because you're not going to hear me. You're not going to hear me. Clay, this is my first time running across your live, and I'm really enjoying. Hey, thank you, JD Davis. Glad you're enjoying. Where did TNS player interact? Look, are you shocked that the live streamer is interacting with you? You said came here to see trading, man, and I just told you. Well, you just saw a trade. So can you please clarify that statement, brother? I knew we were close to saying Cletus, like. That's right, Kenny. Good. Ooh, quite the bounce there. I should probably extend out this trend line, huh? That would make sense. This trend line does have a history. So we'll keep an eye on that trend line. Maybe we can get a trade off of it. Now a no-lose trade. Gotcha. Good job. XYZ, hello. 5 acres. Awesome, John. Awesome. I like some acreage. That's good stuff. So here's this. I'm going to give some life advice real quick. Some life advice that I think will bode well. I'm not perfect in it, but just observations that I make. And this live stream is not just about trading. Okay, somebody remind me life advice because we have a good example of TNS player. Gives us a good example of some life advice that I can give that will help you in life for sure. Forced is in. I may look to get in here. I want to see this come up through this line and then come back down. Whoops, let's go back to 3. Come on, come up through. There we go. In, stop above there. Not looking so good. Definitely an aggressive trade, but let's see if this is a rejection off the trend line. Not looking the great. All right, maybe. Come on. I need more. Come on down. That might have been the move I needed. We'll see. Uh-oh. I don't like how it's recovering. I know I'm in the green, but it's got to come down more. There we go. Nice little scalpy scalp there. I'll take the scalpy scalp. Now the only question becomes, was that a bad decision to scalp? That other trade I took was not a scalp, and I'm glad that wasn't a scalp because I made a whole lot more by not scalping. In this situation, we'll see if right now it's looking like another scalpy scalp was once more not the right decision. Or this time was not the right decision. The other time, I'm glad I didn't scalp. In this situation, I mean, it was a winning trade, but yeah, right now, I guess I wish I didn't scalp. But that is hindsight. Hindsight has judged us. Is this Forex or futures? This is... I'm very confused by your trading, Apex. I don't understand what you're doing. You have some big old stop. You had some massive target. And how are you already stopped out when it came nowhere close to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. That's interesting. XYZ, this is futures. Day trading Forex is pure and utter garbage. Do not day trade Forex unless you enjoy working inefficiently. All right. Maybe I feel better about the scalp. Maybe I should be getting short again. But this recovery has me a little antsy here. Yeah? Huh? Yeah, sure, I'll see you. I just made some more money.
What?
I made some more money.
Look at I wear this.
Oh, you look so pretty.
Joy wear this.
That was Joy's clothes?
Yeah.
You look so pretty.
This is a wild goat. It's too big.
Yeah, you look so nice. I like your hair. Okay, see you later.
See you later.
Yep.
Make some $40.
You want me to make some bucks?
Yeah.
All right, I'll try my best.
Okay. What do you need?
Yeah, see you later. Oh boy, is this another short here? What kind of stop would that be? I don't know. I'm going to have to pass on this one. Maybe. Again, you're by no means crazy to get short here. The trend is your friend. It's trending down. It's at this downtrending trend line. So no, not guaranteed to be a winning trade, but I would never accuse you of acting as a degenerate, doing something that doesn't make sense. I see the logic. I just don't know if I quite have the heart to do it. Don't know if I have the heart to do it. Yeah, Apex, I'm confused because I don't understand what you're... to me, that just seemed very backwards in a sense. But to be fair to you, I have very little context of what you're doing. So that is definitely based off of an incomplete picture. But the picture that I seem to have, I'm confused. It doesn't seem to quite make sense. Musta Wayne was down 77 from Trump. And now we down 33. Recovering. Good job. Lower high forming. We'll see. Ooh. Now is this the entry point? I like this because now we can... Let's just do one. I'm not quite sure, but I'll play ball. But I don't want this to push up too much. This has got to stay basically the stop right up here. Cannot push beyond here. There we go. In. Okay. Only one, so I'm not going to make a whole lot, but this is kind of maybe a little bit of a spicier trade than what I would like. If it breaks down below the pink line, I'll move my stop into slight green territory to ensure a winning trade. But first, got to see if this thing wants to come down through that pink line. Come on, Cletus, do it. Hey, but I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to like diagnose it. All I'm saying is I'm confused. That's all. You don't have to justify anything to me. And not going to work out, it looks like. And I'm out. All right, well, that one didn't quite work out. Glad I just did one. Like I said, that was a bit of a spicier trade. And yes, had I scalped, could have been in the green a little bit, but I want a little bit more than that. But yeah, you don't have to justify anything to me, Apex trades. There's just too much going on for me to try to like diagnose and actually understand somebody's like strategy to the nitty-gritty details. But yeah, you don't owe me an explanation. I'm just confused based off the limited data, based off the limited brain power I devoted to it. But yeah, you don't have to justify anything. You don't have to explain anything. That's fine. All right. Well, should have stuck with the gut instincts that this here was a little sketchy, but to my credit, at least I just did the 1 MNQ, so my risk was at minimum. No dramas, Clay. Oh no, I don't think anything you're doing is drama. I'm just trying to save yourself a little heartache. Like sometimes I feel bad. Like people type like 18 paragraph essays, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna really read that. And even if I did, I'm not sure I can devote the brain power to it. So I'm just trying to save your fingers a little bit of a workout. Change of character. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Yeah, I don't know what change of character is. Hey, if you are enjoying, we're within record-setting territory, 250 likes. So if you want the stream to keep on moving, hit that like button. Because as long as the likes are creeping up, I'll keep the party going. But we got to make sure that those likes keep on creeping up because that's how I gauge interest. If you are interested, or if people are interested, that's because the likes keep on moving up. Glamrock Freddy the Father Bear. Hello, Glamrock Freddy the Father Bear. That's a long name. What was the question? I have no idea what the question was, Kelvin. Oh, yeah, you made some comment about, $457 community is the answer. And I asked you I don't know what that was in reference to. That was my question. I did not know what that was. I didn't understand. A $457 community was the answer to, and I didn't understand what any of that was. Call me crazy, but I'm still interested in a short. Because this is still a downtrend. To be fair, I do realize if you're arguing, what are you talking about, Clay? It's broken the downtrend line. This very well may be the start of a bigger move up. And that's totally true. Totally fair, but that's why stop losses matter. Because on the flip side of things, maybe this is just a faulty breakout and the downtrend is going to continue. So that's why I'm still a little interested. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So no, you weren't joking. You're throwing a bit of a stone there. Gotcha. So translation, you'll pick my brain question after question after question after question. But as soon as I say, hey, man, maybe do what others have done to continually pick my brain like you are, now you're throwing that back in my face as a joke. Got it. So as soon as somebody pushes back against your incessant, constant questions you're asking for free all the time, it's like, hey, man, maybe just join the mentorship. Now all of a sudden, that's the answer. Gotcha. Maybe it's a fake out and will continue to the downside. Oh, I mean, as I've said before, Axel, if you play the maybe game or the could game, you'll never make a trade in your life. You'll probably never leave your house. Because if you leave your house, maybe a train will hit you. But then again, if you stay at home, a plane could drop from the sky and land on you. So could and maybe game, I'm not a big fan of. Because if you do that, you will never, ever take a trade in your life. Because you're right, it could be a fake out. That's true. It might be a breakout. It maybe is a breakout. All those things are true. But the quickest, easiest way to never, ever, ever take a trade is to play the maybe, might, could game. Trading is about psychology, not strategy. I mean, I hear what you're saying. You got to have somewhat of a strategy. But yes, a lot of it has to do with psychology. But you definitely do still need to have a strategy. Because if you have the perfect psychology and you're going out there doing random things, yeah, I don't care about how good your psychology is. If you're doing random things, it's not going to work out. Gotta have your if-then scenario. Yes, the if-thens. Oh, looking off screen. Is this I don't know. I would not call, you know what, I'm going to do it. Such a small risk. All right, let's do this. And I'll get my answer pretty quickly. It's either going to pop up and take me out and it'll be game over, or it might roll over. So I'm going to get short there, just one micro. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but I could see this maybe being some sort of little double top, and then if it rolls back over, I could be doing very well. So we'll see if it wants to pop back up here. I wonder how the algorithm works for the live stream, because a record concurrent is 198. And we're like, for the longest time, we were just stuck in the 190s. So like, why did it not just push a little over 200 for a new record? The YouTube, this live stream algorithm is fascinating to watch. I thought for sure, all right, we're going to set a new record. We're going to head over, first time ever, 200 concurrent viewers. And then it got rejected back down, and we're at 175. So I don't know if we have any YouTube live stream experts here that understand the algorithm. Let me know. Well, now it's coming back down. As a reminder for anybody that may be interested, I am doing a free live webinar tonight. So if you want to learn about the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, how I manage risk, all that stuff, just make sure that you have a good, proper framework within the market. Check out that link in the chat room and get signed up for it. And hopefully I'll be seeing you here tonight. So, link is in the chat room. Well, I would not have been filled anyways. All right, well, close. What percentage of your profitable trades does take profit? Oh, I think what you're asking is this. Once you get to the pro accounts, So Pro Plus, you get to keep 80% of your gains. Pro Plus, you get to keep 90%. So that is how that works. I'm in. Excellent, David. Oh, well, like I said, I would not have been filled anyways. But if anybody did get short up there, congratulations. I'm trying to switch over to Take Profit Trader. Do I got to download Ninja Trader? Whichever one you want, C1. You can do any of those as your platform choice. You can see that right here. Whoops. The platforms you can use that are available right here. So you can do any of them. Got to go to sleep. Thanks for these lives, Clay. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully I'll see you back tomorrow. All right. Well, the likes have stopped creeping up. We didn't quite get to 250. That's fine. We're at 3 hours and 40 minutes. I'm pretty mentally dead anyways. So I am going to go ahead and call it good. So before I head out, I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. And as I was just saying, tonight I am offering this free live webinar. Again, I'll put the link in the chat room. You can check it out. Would love to have you there. And then also, if you do want to join my private community and you're interested in learning about that, put that link right there. You can check that out. And then also, if you do want to get into Pam's plant, which again is the argument that the best way to day trade is to day trade futures through a prop firm, and these would be all the reasons why, then just check out the link that is pinned in the chat box here at the very top. It says Prop Firm Power. Click on that. Check out that link, and if you want to support the channel and get the current discount, then make sure you use code CLAY. Again, I'll put that up at the top here. Use code CLAY, and that will, like I said, just help support the channel. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it, as always. And for those of you that are hanging out or plan on hanging out tomorrow, I'll see you at the very latest, 11 a.m. Eastern. But make sure you hit that subscribe button, too. Turn on the notifications, because oftentimes I'll show up early. So if you want to get logged on exactly when I go live, then hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and that'll get that job done. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. And I'll see everybody back tomorrow at, like I said, the very latest, 11 a.m. Eastern.